Welcome back.
Oh.
Do goblins use bones instead of...
Its tongue is on its upper lip.
Ew, ew, ew! Ew!
And the air bolt goes through its tongue. It barrels into Illien, who puts up his hands, and the two of you...
Sorry, take time. You dropped an take time.
No? Sorry.
You dropped your weapon, take time.
Yes. Yes, I did, but we were fighting dogs. We were trying to keep you safe.
Welcome back,
Oh.
everybody, to Tabletop Notch.
Fuck you, dude! Fuck you hard.
We missed you guys dearly last week. We really tried to get everything together. Just didn't happen.
No.
We were a little underwater. Not on Sunday, but it was a mess on Sunday.
But we're here.
Yeah, but we're back.
Maybe.
We're thrilled. We can't wait to pick right back up where we left off. There was sort of we left on not quite a cliffhanger, but an exciting discovery of some unknown bones in the downwheel.
Not a cliffhanger, but a bone holder.
Yeah,
Anthony!
that sounds
an
sexual.
important
She's a real bone holder.
Yeah.
Again, why do we let you talk?
Gripper? No. Okay. Sorry.
So we're gonna dive right back in, and welcome back everybody to the journey. But as always, before we do that, we have some. I think we have some extended announcements.
We do, yeah.
we have a
Apologies
few
in advance, but also it's all good news.
Yay!
Take it away.
As welcome to our Sunday night Twitch stream, of which we have now 8,000 followers.
Yay!
So we hit that milestone the last couple weeks.
awesome.
Thank you all
Thank
for
you
that.
all.
There are other ways to watch the show. There's a podcast version that goes live on Tuesdays.
Right.
Wherever you get your podcasts. Some of those places have polls.
Yes, Spotify has some very silly polls that we'll start sharing with the community and stuff. It's always very good.
So engage with our polls. Rate us with your stars if you can. If you so choose to listen.
If you like us.
In that tasty format.
If anyone's here from Facebook, hello. Apparently our flood video
Oh yeah,
did well on
Flood video did
Facebook.
quite well.
They love misery.
the
They were
graduate
there on
Facebook.
Facebook has a
Misery
type.
sucks.
They have a type.
True.
Hi Facebook.
Hi.
Don't you wave at them.
Then, also on Tuesday, there is a YouTube video version, 4K, that
Not
goes
4K.
live.
No.
It's not 4K?
1440.
How many Ks is that?
At
I
least
think
one.
it's called 2K.
one
No,
K.
that's. I think that's technically called.
Just the
2K.
1K actually.
Okay, actually.
1440.
1440p video on YouTube goes live on Tuesday if you are a
That's
patron.
a lot of P.
If you're a
Very
patron.
much.
1440p, baby.
Yeah.
4K?
1440p.
Only if you're a patron, though, can you watch it on Tuesday. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait until Friday. So
Patron.
that might get you to think about coming over to the Patreon to join us there. There's all sorts of tasty stuff to be had there. Finally, we're on a bunch of, not finally, but we're also on a bunch of
Circle back.
platforms. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Oh my
It's been a
God,
while.
this is
It's been a
going
while.
Mentioned
really good.
Facebook, we mentioned Instagram because that's part of the same company. We're on X, we're on TikTok. I will not count my fingers off anymore. You've probably already been there. Thank you for being with us and liking and sharing, and join us at Tabletop Notch on all those places. Thank you for
Good job.
All right, I'm gonna take over for a little bit here. Oh my god.
Well,
It's like we didn't take a week off at all.
Not rusty in the slightest.
Oh my
Oh, okay. Speaking of, I literally have it all right here.
Speaking of,
I
the
was
first
trying
thing
to
you've
segue,
said.
but no, there's no segue. We now are doing subs on TikTok, which is very exciting. So if you want to subscribe on TikTok, that would be delightful. You get your own little Discord badge, so get ready, Discord
for
server.
those who like to collect them all, the Discord badges.
That's true.
New badge unlocked.
So that's very exciting. A new shout out along with our Timestamper Due Day and then our mods, Pokodoko Due Day, and then our fandom builders. We're also adding Whirling Nerdish to the thank you list of people because Whirling Nerdish is actually giving us proper YouTube closed captions.
wow.
That's
a huge deal.
Yes,
That's
huge.
awesome. That's awesome.
In case you don't typically use closed captions on YouTube, it's terrible with fantasy and made-up languages. Who'd have thought? So some of our closed captioning is not awesome, but Whirling Nerdish is now providing us with like actually reviewed and well-sourced
That is
closed
like a
captions.
monumental
so
thing.
nice.
So
Yes, so thank you
but
so
cheers
much.
to
Cheers
that.
to that.
Yes.
So I think chapters 1 and 2 have like official closed captions now. Chapter 3 is in the works, and then from then on, it might not come. Obviously, the turnaround is a little slower, so be patient with all of us. They're doing an amazing job, so thank you so much to Whirling Nerdish.
Yeah.
Along with the Patreon stuff, this is our first. Oh, go ahead.
Waiting in the
We have a Patreon, and we just dropped the September perk.
Yeah, last week we were going to drop we had already dropped it, but we were going to announce our first Brunkhollow Patreon. So they have a bit of a different theme now. They used to be very sort of DMG themed, but now they're Old West magazine. This is the Samson and Samson, but they're all using this format. It's sort of based after, for those of you who've played the Red Dead Redemption games, it's very much in the style of the catalogs that you order from in there. And our first entry into that is, as was debuted last episode, Brunkhollow Double Pass.
Yeah.
The wonderful
Mr.
gambling game
Bison.
of Brunkhollow Double Pass. So it has all the rules for Brunkhollow Double Pass. Everything you need to know.
How to
it has
punish your players when they try to cheat.
Yes, it has the optional rules about like
Sleight of
cheating,
hand.
sleight of
That's so
hand,
cool.
and it also includes like the cards if
Oh,
you want
no.
to print them out.
Those are high.
Oh, those are very high.
Oh yeah, you guys didn't even go into the high
32,000?
stakes.
You can get into that?
Imagine.
You would need more players because it hits a certain cap eventually.
Holy smokes.
And then it has quotes from people around Brunkhollow about playing Double Pass.
Who's
So,
the bison?
that could be you. That could have been Roger. That might have.
Oh, that could be Roger.
That's literally what Roger looks like. That's exactly what I
Stole the
was
show.
thinking.
So enjoy, and again, just to reiterate, also it's not just this. You also get all the old content from A Peek Beneath the Veil, which includes tons of other stuff.
If you are a big notch or top notch patron.
Yes. Yeah.
There it is. Speaking of top notch, there we go. Here's my segue. We're gonna be doing our first Notch and Soda segment after tonight's show for subscribers only on Twitch and TikTok if I can figure out how to do it. But it's just gonna be like a subs only, really chill, super casual, just hangout session with all of us after the episode's over. And that video is going to be available to top-notch patrons after the fact if you can't make it to the shows. We're going to be looking into other ways to distribute it, but that's what we're going to be doing just for now.
Yeah, hang out. We'll talk about the episode. We'll talk about Brunkhollow thus far. We'll answer questions from the chat. I know you can get like a preview if you're not a sub.
Yeah.
It lets you be there for like, I don't know what it is, 5-10 minutes.
5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
So that's super exciting. Also, milestones, we also got 60,000 subscribers on
my God.
YouTube.
Yes.
Which is bonkerinos.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Big games.
Big
So
games.
close to 69, 420.
And
Sorry. Still a thing.
Oh, hell yeah.
the final thing is we have some new merchandise.
Tasty merch.
Yes. Not only in
merch.
tote bag
Love it.
form, but we've
Got a
got
shirt.
t-shirts, long sleeve tees with hoods, and a hoodie as well. I'll put that
Oh,
on
I'm
the
gonna
Samson
get
and
that hoodie.
Samson, we can get stuff for you. But
Not for free. You have to pay for it.
Yes, it's also called the Good as Gold collection, obviously.
Yeah.
So if you're confused,
they'll explain it.
they'll explain it to you. Don't worry.
The hoodie. It's very cozy. Yeah.
So that's all there. I think I hit all of the notes.
All
I
right.
think I got it all.
I kind of skipped Discord. You talked about it a little bit, but join us in the Discord,
Join us in the
please.
Discord.
There's lots of awesome
The
people
Discord is
over there.
great, man.
Yeah, a lot of people doing a lot of very kind things for us, like timestamping and modding and building the fandom. So thank you to all those members over there.
The many theories and
fan art and
Arts and clips.
really you people share their own homebrew stuff and their own character art, and it is their own minis, which is very cool.
There's some really cool.
The edits recently. Somebody's been putting
The
together.
edits are
Dang!
very
Forgive
good.
me, I forgot your name, but somebody's been doing edits like
They're very funny.
of stupid crap that's happening on our doll. So thank you.
Truly.
Yeah.
Truly, thank you. Okay, the final thing before I go any farther. Farther? I don't know.
Go any further.
If you pull over any further. While we were offline, Rara Knight gave out 5 community subs a couple days ago, so thank you. I see that you're in the chat, so thank you.
Offline
Thank
gifter.
you.
Maybe they wanted to remain anonymous.
Oops. No, he does it all the time.
I'm kidding.
Alright, Lowbrow Sky resubscribed, Words of
I
Abuse
don't
resubscribed, Strong resubscribed, Bearsy Poo gave out 5 community subs, thank you. GF Powers at 100 bits, Wizran Inc. gave out a community sub, Roar Knight gave out 10 more community subs, Dude 10 bits, Wizran Inc. 1,000 bits, Golden Dagger 94, 510 bits, J Brownie 500 bits, Ali Slayer 100 bits, Still Wolf instead, resubscribed, SA Class Warship resubscribed, Mr. Shred Guy subscribed, Annabelle LaRue resubscribed, Tom Johan resubscribed. Thank you all so much. And did I mention you can also subscribe on TikTok, so if you want to go for it.
Seriously.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thank you all so very much. It's a delight being back.
He really is.
It was too long.
It was too long. Not unlike our announcements just now.
Very short.
Good segue. Okay.
I know. I just needed a little more.
Just had to get it in.
I needed to get going.
All right, everybody. We have procrastinated and prolonged, and it is time to return to Brunkhollow.
Yay!
So we're gonna throw it over to, once again, the recap, which will go right into the intro, and then when we return, we will get back into the downwheel, which is where we are currently.
Here we go.
All right, everybody. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Wait.
Oh.
I lied.
Oh.
Nope.
We have to
I
vamp?
didn't lie. No, we're good. Here we
Okay.
Here we go.
Leaves.
1, 2,
I
3,
love the
go.
leaves.
3, 2, 1, go.
Previously on Chapter 3, A Preamble Gamble, Morna claimed big winnings at the Lucky Heathen before reuniting with Josie Kennedy, the town's timber specialist with some shared family history, who believed she might be able to set up Morna with a job. This wasn't the only employment opportunity popping up, for elsewhere Doxley was asked to chaperone Gujek Claiborne, and Kayt reached a tentative agreement to study under the town's primary doctor, though Illien had reservations about his aptitude compared to fellow alchemist Maeve Crittenden. With the evening fast approaching, the group reported to Excavation on Demand, where they got their scouting orders and headed into the downwheel, though not before witnessing another display of goblin antipathy on the road east toward Fort Contrition. Out in the wilds, they fought their way through a pack of slithering gricks to nab a satchel off a corpse, but the contents of the bag raised more questions than it answered, such as, will TC ever land a sneak attack? And is the goblin leader Hank Honk aware that the no-weapons truce is being disregarded by his associates? Stick around and find out on Chapter 4 of Brunkhollow. Hurrying through the underbrush is hardly a stress-free task, even with the sounds of snaking gricks fading fast behind you. At any moment, something larger or more menacing could come barreling through the bushes, surprising you as you failed to detect it from a distance in your haste. But no such creature emerges. And as the forest thins out while the terrain begins to dip, you feel confident that, if nothing else, you've managed to stay firmly on course. For a wide, eroded depression comes into view ahead of you, that perhaps had a river running through it some decades or even centuries prior. It's the Gully, foretold by Delia at Excavation on Demand, mostly a mixture of rocky soil that wouldn't exactly make for a smooth ride, but might be preferable to weaving between the trees if you had a wagon in tow. It's obviously been used extensively for that purpose, because there's dozens of discernible markings running back and forth in an east-west direction. Footprints, hoofprints, wheel tracks, even a discarded axle and some lengths of rope by the side of the path. On the opposite side of the gully, the rocks coalesce into a jagged precipice. Not so tall or steep as to be foreboding, but enough of a lift to gain a satisfactory vantage point over the surrounding area. From where you currently stand, there's little in the way of activity, humanoid or animal, which perhaps gives you an opportunity to make your climb without being noticed. So you guys are currently on the south side of the gully, and you're looking north. It's not that far, it's maybe a couple hundred feet across, and then it starts to rise into that sort of cliffside that presumably is where you're supposed to keep an eye out from. So you guys are a little kind of slowing your hastened pace just as you get to the edge of the gully, sort of taking a breath, making sure that there's no open wounds or people that need to be tended to. And you find yourselves here sort of coming to a slowing stop. You can hear each other's footsteps in the underbrush, kind of. And you stop here at the edge of the gully.
And sorry, how far? We're at the south end, and the north end has that steep thing. How far away?
A couple hundred feet.
I feel a bit bad about that little goblin fella.
Which one?
The dead one?
The soon-to-be dead one or the already dead one?
Well, he looked pretty dead when I got kind of close.
Yeah, he felt pretty dead in my arms, too.
But I guess we did our best.
What'd you get? What did we do all that taking bites and snaps for about anyway? What do you got there in that bag?
I'm gonna tentatively, I don't have anything to hide. I'm gonna just open it up.
You don't have to convince me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna open it up to the group.
See if it's worth it.
Take a peek inside, and like before, none of you recognize the nature of the bone. Go ahead and give me nature checks if people want to take a look at it. You don't immediately recognize it as anything.
It's my nature.
Nailed.
Oh, -2.
7.
17.
11.
That one, baby.
Natural 20.
Nat 20, let's go.
That's what it's
Wow, TC suddenly knows.
It's a bone!
All of you think it's a stick, but TC's like, that's a bone.
Bonehead's about this big.
It's not a creature that you know. However, just based on the sort of skeletal, the shape of it, the way it kind of curls around, it looks like a phalange, like a part of a finger.
I knew it.
And at the very end, it kind of comes to a small bulb and then a point, like it has a claw, like a sort of, it's not attached, they're sort of in loose pieces, but you can kind of picture the formations put together. So it's a single finger and point, and based on, if that's just one finger, this is a big creature. Like this, presumably if there was, 3, 4, 5 of those attached to a hand and then something else, this creature would be very large.
Not a goblin.
No, definitely not. Significantly larger than that.
Goblin daddy.
Oh, boy. He's back.
Well, some kind of hooked, sharp digit. But what the fuck was that goblin doing with it out there?
TC, it was you first approached the goblin. Was it fastened to it like it was very important, or is this just a bone?
Had it in his hands,
He's clutching it pretty tightly in his hand.
gripped in its clutches, in a death clutch.
In a what clutch?
A death clutch. When you die, you clutch, I guess.
Do goblins use bones instead of? I have a question. Are
To whom?
are to the group? Are the bones their money?
I haven't had any dealings with the local goblins as of yet myself, but not that I know of.
They typically trade in gold. they don't have sort of
But-
strange barter.
okay.
currency.
I'll come back to. I'm thinking about it. Okay.
I don't know the local economy of the Gobos here, and perhaps they just have some spiritual attachment to whatever.
It feels spiritual to me. I don't know.
Well,
Well, after the
has anyone touched it yet? with their bare hands?
I'll touch it. I'm just gonna reach in.
As you grab a piece and start to pull it out, it does kind of fall apart because it was several bones, and then they were already, not fully attached. So they kind of, some pieces fall back into the bag. So as you pull up, it's kind of, you have a couple pieces in your hand, but it's not.
I hope you haven't halved its value.
Does it smell? What does it smell like? Is it bones?
Spiritual.
I have a question. Can I sense anything about it?
You don't get a sense about it. And in addition to that, for Kayt, who's looking at it, it feels very dry and brittle, like it doesn't feel recently deceased or extracted from something. And no, it seems very plain. It seems very mundane.
Is this all happening while we're like still walking up toward like the
You guys are slow now that you were kind of running away from the area with the Gricks, and you all kind of slowed to a regular walking pace. So you're just about to reach where it dips down into the gully. So yeah, you're still walking at a slow pace at the moment.
Well, I suppose the only thing it might be good for as of now is some dealings with the Goblin camp. Mr. Honk, I'm sure would be interested to see that.
Well, I've expended pretty much all of my energies trying to retrieve a stupid fucking bone.
Yeah.
So when we get up to where we're doing the whistle thing, if I could just have some time to rest while we scout,
We'll take turns looking out. How about that?
that would be helpful.
All
I
right, well,
doubt the Gricks are the only thing that's gonna come out and try to kill us.
Let's try to find a good spot up there then.
I also would like to take a rest if possible. Feeling a little hurt.
I can take the first watch
All right.
if people need to rest.
Hopefully this meeting's not gonna be hours long. Hopefully it's gonna be quick.
We have to wait until Delio or some other comes and retrieves us, right?
Indeed.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna tie up the little
You can.
satchel.
It has a drawstring. Yep.
Yeah, okay, and then I'm gonna like hook it on my belt under my poncho.
Okay. Keeping it out of
Out of
vision.
sight.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab Kayt and just sort of say as we walk up. So I know it was confused. I didn't articulate before, but what if the bones are their money? And I don't know. Maybe so are the worms.
Wait, what? Which worms are we talking about now?
I don't know. I forget I said anything. Continue up the hill.
I love the reference.
Morna jogs ahead
I
of
think it
everybody.
is, right? Okay. The bones are the. Okay, I'm done.
I was gonna say, once we get to kind of where that climb does start, TC will very quickly make his way up that slope there.
Okay. You guys are moving across the gully at the
Yeah,
moment.
across
so
the
haven't quite
gully.
gotten there. Give me perception checks as you guys are moving through the gully.
Oh, wow. Doxley, you're not helping yourself.
Oh, nat 20. 26.
Wow.
Not 20 super saiyans.
Not one.
Not one.
Wow.
3.
Not one, that's awesome.
What? Double nat ones?
Yeah.
Losers.
Well, 2 in a row for
2 in a row for me.
Oh.
Oh my god.
As Kayt finishes tying up the satchel, you're kind of the last one to start moving through the gully, but you do take a slower pace, and as you're doing so, you're looking at the ground around you, and again, there's a number of those tracks. You see a number of sort of very straight wheel tracks where it was dipped into the sort of soft soil there, footprints, hoof prints, any kind of heavy animal that moved through. In addition to that, there's definitely some other creatures that have made their presence known here. It's hard to tell how recently, given just this soil is so soft that something could have made a footprint there, and that could have been days ago, could have been longer. You see kind of a clawed footprint that looks like it could be some kind of eagle or griffin. You see sort of a larger like feline footprint that could be like a wild cat of some kind, whether it's a panther or lion of some kind. So a number of animal prints, bestial prints, in addition to sort of your standard fare. In addition to that, you notice several smaller footprints. Definitely footprints, but of a significantly smaller stature and moving in clumps. Like whereas one set of footprints might be kind of by itself, like a number of little footprints, as if like a small group of things kind of moved together in a group. And those footprints seem especially notable because they're not moving east to west along the sort of track that a lot of these wagons are. They're kind of moving in the direction you guys are moving in. Like they're moving north-south across the gully instead of with the gully there.
Do I have the ability to recognize what do goblins wear shoes?
They can wear shoes, and based on the size and given what you've seen thus far, that wouldn't be a bad guess. You couldn't say that for certain, but it's possible. And maybe even likely.
I'm feeling like there's a lot of goblin folk running around here, or otherwise small-footed creatures, in addition to larger threatening animals.
Clinker did say that there was a heist going on of some sort.
True.
So,
Keep your eyes out.
okay.
And you had a 15 on your perception? As you sort of took the point there, the vanguard at the front, moving along, getting ready to sort of quickly scurry up the face of the cliff here, you see just out of the corner of your eye the slightest glimpse of movement near the cliffside. And it literally could be a plant moving in the wind. Like it was so subtle and so brief, and then it's followed by like a little, like some rocks moving down the cliff into the base. No idea what it is, or if it was a creature, or just the wind. You can ask something.
What side of us here, if we're...
Yeah, so if you're facing straight towards the cliff face...
Which is north.
Yep, which is north of you guys. Delia mentioned that the easiest way to get up to the top, where this thing kind of levels out into a plateau, is like the left side. There's like a gradual slope that moves up along the left side. And the trickling of the rocks was a little more on your right, like on the steeper portion of this outcropping.
All right. Well, the easiest way around here to the left. I might go straight up the middle, though, however, as it could be nothing, but I noticed a bit of what could have been movement over on the right.
Okay,
So just keep your eyes peeled.
certainly.
Once we get up to the top, I might, if we all start taking our rests, I might just go have a quiet look around.
Okay.
Very well.
Easy path to the left, or is there a way to kind of go straight up the middle?
Yeah, so as you're working your way across the gully, you find that the relative openness of the gully itself acts as a bit of a wind tunnel because there's so many less trees here. Strong breezes kind of billow through, and you see everyone, each time it happens, people sort of clutch their hats or pull their jackets together just to keep any belongings from falling off or your hats from blowing away in the breeze. The whistling and the whooshing comes through so quickly, and it happens very briefly, but it makes it very hard to hear each time it kicks up, like it covers the sound. And right now, it's really just a minor inconvenience, but it may make it harder for people traveling this route to detect you up on the ridge. That might actually act in your favor, masking the sounds of if some rocks were to trickle down, or even if you were to have quiet conversation with each other, it would be very difficult to hear you. Like, it's not so dead silent that someone could pick up something like that from a ways away. You quickly close in on the sort of rocky incline, and just as it was described, it looks like circling around to the left has a more forgiving kind of terrain. Almost no actual climbing if you take the left route. It's really just like a steep slope that you'd have to kind of slog up. But if you take the sort of the center or right path, you're definitely doing some climbing. Not a lot, but enough that you're not just kind of walking up. There's kind of on the left, there's a kind of zigzagging back and forth. Clearly not man-made, but enough to get you up to where you need to go. So is there a route that you would like to take that is not the sort of obvious way up?
I might just take my luck trying to get up there quickly up this middle path here. People are welcome to join me or not.
Are you
Not in this armor.
particularly adept at climbing, TC?
Well, let me show you. And then I'll start going.
He gives you a wink. It's out of there.
Ball change.
And the second story work at play
Second
here.
story work, which, I mean, I'm not cartwheeling up this thing or anything, but...
Just does a backflip.
Can
He's
I
already
backflip?
there.
Yeah. No, it just gives me, what the hell does it give me? Hold on. I hit all my stuff. Climbing doesn't cost me extra movement.
So normally you climb at half speed. So
I
for
climb faster than normal.
Yes. So as soon as he hits the face, it's remarkable, actually, the speed at which he kind of moves up the side there. Give me an acrobatics or athletics check, whichever you're preferable in. And is everyone else taking the regular?
I'm gonna follow TC.
Okay.
Just in case he needs assistance.
Sure. Give me an athletics or acrobatics, whichever you're better at.
Oh my blessed.
Oh my god. What? I can't wait.
No.
Oh my
Please.
god, I can't wait.
I have a
Tell me.
22.
I rolled a 2. 6. 5.
I knew I needed to.
Watch me.
Watch this.
He trips on the bottom of his coat.
Total 6.
As you start to
No
as you
one's
start to
gonna
work
have
your way up,
fun.
with your ability to climb at kind of a normal speed, you don't do anything that's hazardous to your safety. Like, you don't just go tumbling down the hill. However, as you start to climb, what you notice about this steeper portion is that the rocks are very loose. It's not kind of a steady, solid surface. So as you're climbing, you're able to do so, but with each foothold and handhold, more rocks go trickling down. So much so that Kayt behind you, like, there's pebbles and dust kind of falling into her face behind you.
Keep
That's
up, grasshopper.
sort of closing in.
I also have a climber's kit on me.
Yeah, that does require installing it
Yes.
if you wish to, but if you have it,
How's that? Would I need to? Was it that?
That's more for
no,
like
this
a cliff.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
that's
we're
for
just-
like
That's like
you guys are very easily making your way.
Oh, nice,
kind of
okay.
up.
We're bouldering.
Give me a perception
We're-
check
yeah, you're
as
bouldering.
you climb.
There we go.
26.
There he is.
Nice.
Bless.
As you kind of creep up the side here, and you can look over to your left, and sort of a pang of regret, maybe, of taking this route as you see Illien, Doxley, and Morna walking easily up kind of the left slope. You notice out of the corner of your eye, off to your right a little bit, another trickle of rocks that at first a little bit of frustration sets in because you think it's you kicking another set of rocks down, but it's happening a little further up to your right. Comes down a little bit.
I'll slow down. I'll
Okay.
almost come to a stop.
Okay, you can do so. It's not like
Yeah.
it's not like a sheer cliff, so you can stop and kind of wait. And as you do so, peering out from behind sort of a conglomeration of 4 or 5 larger boulders, you see a couple pointed, pale greenish ears
All right.
that seem to have picked up on maybe some of the noise you were making.
Just 2 ears.
Just 2 ears.
Okay.
And then you see them. You can't see the face. You can only see the ears.
Yeah.
But it looks like they kind of rotate in one direction, and then the other, and then like duck back down.
And I'll lean backwards, kind of shoot.
You
Maybe
can duck
even
quietly.
Yeah.
too.
Maybe even wait for a whoosh going through,
Sure.
and I'll kind of. We've got a bit of a green friend up here to the right. Let's just go a little more slowly. And I'm gonna try to make it quiet now.
Okay. I'm just gonna follow directly behind.
Both of you give me stealth checks.
Please, Anthony.
I'm asking the same of myself.
25.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Wow.
There we go. Love it.
Now aware that there's another creature in the vicinity, you very much slow the rate of your ascent. You look out each time to make sure that everywhere you place your hand, everywhere you place your foot is a solid foothold so that nothing gets kicked, nothing gets crumbling down the side of the house. You creep a little closer, and you don't have to get too far before you make out what looks like a hole in the face of the cliff. And it was you didn't see this from a distance because it's actually partially obscured by what looks like a man-made lattice of crisscrossing sticks and leaves and vines. It's like a portable organic fence. Like, it looks like you could pick this up and move it, but it's clearly meant to like obscure the hole. So most of the hole is obscured by this grouping of sticks and leaves that has been fashioned. And the hole itself is carved directly into the rock, so it's either a cave that formed naturally as the land settled, or it's been dug out with tools of some kind. Possibly some combination of both. And just as you're studying the entrance for any kind of irregularities or signs of activity, once again, a little furtive head pokes out from behind that lattice of leaves. Pale green skin, oversized ears, there's a number of piercings in several places.
So this is now right the thing that we're looking at. This isn't over by the rocks. This is like right.
Yes, this is maybe up to your right about 30, 35 feet.
Okay.
So it's up a little bit further, up to your right. And after the head kind of pokes out once again and kind of looks around a little bit, inspecting the immediate vicinity, He looks like he turns and whispers something to something behind him over his shoulder. And another set of ears emerges from that hole in the rock. So now there's 2 of them there at the entrance.
If we were to go prone, would we be harder to see from somebody?
If you guys just kind of keep yourselves flat against the rock, not going prone, you would be pretty hard to see because it's kind of up to the right there. So someone would have to step and like look down and over to be able to see you.
I'm gonna look down at Kayt, and I'll like very
Get as
obviously kind of lean
flat
in.
as possible.
Okay, following suit.
And
Pancake.
I'm just waiting for kind of the sound to go away, or maybe hear the sound of it being fully removed.
I can't see that from where I am.
You can't. It's difficult to see past TC because you're just
Because of
you're
his
looking-
giant
You're
badonkadonk.
looking in the same direction. How
We
long?
agreed that TC has a giant ass.
As of right now, TC has a huge dump.
Oh my god.
It was
How long
obvious.
would you like to wait?
I mean, am I still hearing like?
Yes.
And it's 20-ish feet.
30 feet up to
30
the
feet
right.
up
Yep.
to the right. I'll wait like a minute and a half here to see what
A
happens.
little bit of time passes. You hear a little more of that chatter, and you try to pick up on anything you can hear. It sounds like they're speaking in Goblin, which you don't understand. So it definitely they're having a conversation, but you're not able to make out any of the words. And then a little bit of time passes, and you hear kind of a slightly louder, not like shouting, but talking to someone that isn't in a quiet whisper. And following that, a couple more shuffling sets of footsteps. And the thing that you see in here next is you start to see some rocks come down from the hillside and part of the rim of like a bucket or bag of some kind. And they're
Okay, using that noise, if that's over, it's still to the right. It's not
up
going
to
to
your
above
right.
us. Okay,
Well, it is, but it's up to the right. It's not directly above you.
using that noise, I'm gonna like tap and quietly try to make a kind of left squared circle to bypass. And I guess if we keep going straight, we would bypass it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would not go directly by.
Keeping tight, using the sound to bypass kind of quiet.
Okay. So the two of you creep up closer. Give me another athletics or acrobatics, whichever you prefer.
Love that one. Okay.
25.
Acrobatics.
Kayt having
Dirty
no
20.
problem with the elements at all. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Excellent. As you guys move quickly and quietly, now with a better look at the terrain, having seen it so far, and aware of some of the loose rocks and things, you guys are able to make your way up pretty quickly. As it's passing by you on the right, a couple more times that happens.
We have no idea what they're dumping.
I mean, it's rocks.
It
and
looks like
dirt.
just you're not close enough to see more than that, but it looks like
Bones
It's a
money?
bunch of bones.
It doesn't look like bones. It both the dust and the rocks. It looks like inorganic.
We hear like a bunch of rocks going now.
No. So between the whooshing and the fact that you guys went around to the left side, which was actually a pretty, that was a couple 100 feet circumvention. So you guys actually got some distance between each other at that point. So you don't hear that necessarily.
Okay.
Cool.
So you hear that a couple more times. They don't seem to be acknowledging your presence. So you guys are free to continue to climb as long as you do so.
This is a problem for a little later.
So far, so good.
Yes. I don't know how we've stumbled upon their little endeavor, but hell, if the Clinkers wouldn't like to hear about this.
TC, I just want you to know I can't see anything past your giant ass, so I am just putting my hands wherever I think they should go.
So, admire on, young lady.
You got it, Captain.
Give me a perception check, one more, before you reach the precipice here.
Natural 20.
Oh,
We're very
my
feast or
God.
famine here in the early going.
Whoa.
I'm hot.
Before you get to a point where you can no longer see some of that dumping going on below you, you give one last look down past Kayt and get the best angle you can possibly get, and you see one of the goblins get near the edge and dump a bag over the edge. Again, just debris and dirt as far as you can tell, but he has on his back a pickaxe, like a strap that he's thrown over his back. So he has a pickaxe on his back. The pickaxe on one side has like a serrated edge, like it's been carved into. And it occurs to you that it might be their goblin way of circumventing this truce that has been called. They basically agreed to not have weapons, it'd be allowed to live in Brunkhollow. So they've made this pickaxe into, it might still function as a pickaxe, but it looks also like a weapon more than a tool. Yeah, so that's something that it definitely seems like there are some goblins who aren't so keen on the no weapons truce that's been called.
Anything else that I notice about what this one particularly is wearing, or if there's like a theme to their...
No, unremarkable clothing, dirty.
Would I maybe be able to recognize that goblin if I saw that goblin again?
You're seeing the back of his head right now. So
no, the back of that head. Hairy ears.
Cute little
He has a mole.
He kind of has like an unintentional mohawk of hair, like it's a little like tuft of hair that goes front to back.
Best kind of mohawk.
Like the hair either fell out or was pulled out.
I see you, you little nasty little boy.
Kayt didn't even see what you saw. She just hears you say, "I see you, nasty little boy."
Rein it back, TC.
We're gonna pivot over. So as that was happening, you guys had circled around on the other side. The ascent is brief along the left side, but surprisingly taxing. Its modest degree of difficulty is attributed once again to the looseness of the surface rocks. Sometimes you'll step on something that causes a slip or a stumble, or you have to make sure that you move around and you're not taking the most direct possible route. Even before you reach the top, when you look over your shoulder, you're treated to a magnificent view of the downwheel. A mixture of the diverse treetops, the rolling hills as far as the eye can see. For those accustomed to city living, this is everything you thought Brunkhollow would be, and more. Not just because of the lack of structures and settlements, but because of how little you know about the land that you're currently looking at. No books have been published about the history of this place, no detailed maps of its topography. You're near certain that as you scan the horizon, you're looking at some areas where people have barely set foot in, if at all, let alone come to understand what this land might be. You have these thoughts running through your mind as you reach the summit, and you guys get there first, which is much larger than it looked from down below. This upper area is a flat rectangular space that might be 200 feet wide as its widest point, so it's quite a plateau here. There's plenty of room to maybe roam around and not be seen by someone down on the ground below. But there's less cover than you might consider ideal. There's a couple of trees up here that have kind of stubbornly grown up through the rock, but most of them are too far from the cliff's edge to kind of hide behind or be useful. So if you guys want to keep an eye on the gully, it's going to be a lot of kind of being prone and kind of looking down below. Otherwise, you might be spotted up there on the ridge, because there isn't a ton to hide behind. So that's what you guys first see as you're coming up the side there.
Well, we beat TC and Kayt. So that's pretty nice. So I guess we just start looking and watching. That's our job, right?
If you need to rest, I am happy to take the watch.
I would take a rest if you would be so kind.
Of course. And I guess I'll go over to the edge and sort of just lean.
Sure.
Lean.
Start to work your way to the edge. You try to find a spot that just has both a good view but keeps you kind of out of sight. And just as you've gotten down and settled, you see a hand kind of... TC pulls himself up there along the cliffside.
Dusting off a little bit. Excuse me.
Nice climb?
Yes.
And Kayt follows shortly.
Okay, I was like, is he moving out of the way?
I'll put a hand down to help her the rest of the way up.
I was beginning to fall asleep. I was worried about you guys. You've been here for so long.
We had a bit more of a sightful.
What did you see when you were climbing?
Well, I saw TC's giant and beautiful buttocks.
Now I'm suddenly sad I didn't join you guys.
I do not think that they noticed us, but a number of goblins along the path there. I believe how close this is to where they're stealing things from the clinkers, but goblins were coming out of a obscured hole in the side, shoveling out their stones and debris.
They're tunneling.
I see.
Yes. And this is one of their entrances. Right down there.
Just logistics-wise, this would be very far from where that guy implied
Yeah.
they were
Okay.
tunneling. He implied that they tunneled into the weapon
prison.
stores. Not into the prison, but there's like a storehouse near the prison that weapons were being stored in. So it's unlikely that if this is a tunnel, that's super far. That's like miles of tunneling.
Right.
Okay.
One of the little tunnels.
Just a
It could be a
mining-
tunnel, just
Yeah.
probably not that one.
Is it a mining operation of their own?
All I could see was stones and debris coming out in buckets, but I also did notice that the pickaxe that one of them was holding, for whatever job it's doing in there, has been modified, serrated, could be used as a weapon.
Is there anything that you all know of that's a structure or a storehouse of some kind here in this area?
Well, maybe they're not even.
I meant, like, has anyone mentioned it to you?
No.
No.
Well, maybe they're not even mining. Maybe they're just digging tunnels to have safe passage around because they can't get anywhere without people bothering them.
Or perhaps they are mining and looking for something to sell to the town so they can raise their livelihood. Maybe they aren't doing anything bad, per se.
Or
They
maybe they're gonna absolutely bungle this mission. I'm going to be spilling goblin blood if we have a problem. Does anybody have a problem with that?
Not at all.
No skin off my back. I'm just saying, they seem as though they don't want to be noticed. So
Then perhaps they will not interfere.
there's a chance that if we stay out of their hair for now, they stay out of ours.
All right.
Mr. Welker, will you give me the whistle, since I will watch?
You're sure and all.
Thank you, sir.
Side.
Each time she reaches for
Bastard.
You're blowing this end here.
Yes,
See?
thank you.
Okay, all right. Don't test it.
Got it.
slinging around here.
I think Doxley's gonna station herself. Can she get prone and look over the cliff? And, like, can I see the goblin thing or can I see any activity?
You can't see. Give me a perception check, sort of describing vaguely where it is. You definitely can't see the hole because the hole's in the cliffside, so you can't see that.
Guys. That's a 5.
The only thing you notice is that at the very base of the cliff, there's some like dust that's settling that sort of coincides with what he said about them dumping stuff over the edge. But you don't see that happening currently. But you see just kind of some like a cloud of dust at the very base of the hill there.
So long as I feel like I still have cover from the actual mission, I'm gonna station myself there and just keep an eye on.
Yeah, if
goblin
you're
activity.
prone and looking over the edge, someone would have to be looking pretty carefully to see you there on the
Okay, that's where I'll be. Resting.
I mean, you say you worry about them bungling this mission. As far as I know, this meeting is going on quite a ways from here.
Right, but if they distract us, then we can't whistle.
Well, I made sure that they didn't notice us. So, if we stay out of their hair, they should stay out of ours.
All right.
If anything, I imagine maybe if we do see these clinkers coming across the gully, maybe the goblins and the clinkers will have a row. Which, I don't know if that affects
We would not
Mr.
get
Bison at all.
involved in.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that
I'm
that's
gonna
not
make
bad.
very pointed eye contact with Illien.
I will also.
I have no interest in that sort of thing.
Until Bison's
Just if we'll talk later.
until Bison's people come, yes, we are not involving ourselves in anything else.
I'm gonna lean over to Morna and be like, I'm still standing by that rule where we just run.
All right.
Okay. Tiny fist bump.
All right,
I
Mama.
think Morna was prone, so she's like,
Yeah, exactly.
I see you've taken an eye down the cliff here. I'll do the same, but a little bit down the ways.
This is still a heavily wooded area.
up here on the top of the plateau, it's not. There's just a couple trees dotting
Okay.
the kind of top here. I mean, if you guys stay low, even if you're not prone, as long as you're not right near the edge, you would be hard to see unless someone was like up on one of the mountains around you and looking through a spyglass. But the coverage is pretty good here as long as you're not standing right on the edge of the
Okay.
I guess, so if she's watching the gully tracks, Doxley said she's
They're
also
both looking in that direction, yeah.
North is just the vistas.
North is more downwield, and then eventually the upwield as well, though you may not be able to see that from here. But you can wander in that direction.
I'll kind of look out that way, and I mean, there's no paths that you can see.
Not like an obvious one like the Gully. That's like clearly used as a travel route.
Well, I'll still keep eyes out in that direction.
What kind of trees are littering this area? Are they like dense trees? Like, if I go up and climb in one to take a little nap, like, would anyone be able to see me?
Give me an investigation check.
Okay.
As well as you
drop
look toward
out of
the.
a In case.
7.
13.
13. There's probably 2 trees that are sturdy enough that you could climb up into and not risk the branches snapping underfoot. If you got kind of up into one, you might be able to see some of the gully from up there and be obscured by some of the tree.
Okay, I will. Okay, if you'll let me. Yeah, do it.
Get some of the tree. You can see the branches kind of shaking as she works her way up in there. And you find sort of a thick branch to kind of sit on. You lean back against the trunk. And your vision's obscured a little bit by some of the sort of pine needles that are in the way, but you're able to see out, see the gully down below.
All right.
TC, as you wander, again, this plateau's quite big. It's probably 200 feet in one direction, 150 feet in the other, so there's a decent bit of space to roam here. And as you walk toward the north face, there is one thing that you notice simply because it's hard to miss once you start to move in that direction. In what is the northeast sort of corner of this rectangular plateau, there's a pile of rocks that looks like it was a natural formation that over time has kind of eroded down. So now it's just kind of a little sort of peak of, it's shorter than you. Like it's maybe a 5-foot little peak there. That's just another rocky thing. Sorry, were you gonna ask something?
No, yeah,
Okay.
I'm still just listening to the
Great.
description. And it was a natural formation, as in it didn't fall from a higher area. We're kind of at the top here.
As in, like, this plateau maybe was taller a long time ago and has slowly eroded away. So there's just a little bump here on the backside. And as you peer around this rocky pile, you see a number of
Sorry.
a number of sticks and pieces of grass that have been fashioned into what look like a nest of some kind.
Okay.
Oh,
You creep a little bit closer, and a couple things you notice about the nest. One, it's huge.
Oh no.
This is not a tawny magpie nest.
Oh.
It's huge. Like, you could curl up and have a lie down in this nest. Second thing about it is there's nothing in it.
Oh.
You peer into it.
Everybody calm the fuck down.
I should just say stuff. And it's green. There's nothing in it. And it also looks maybe not even fully finished. Like, one side of it is not, like, it's not fully circular. There's pieces of it missing.
Well, that's the worst.
Why?
So
What do you
there
know?
appears to be a nest in that kind of corner of the plateau.
I'll kind of freeze and do like a quick, like, looking at the trees and looking at the cloudy sky.
Nothing that you see?
Nothing that I see. Does it look dusty? Like, it looks like it's being built.
As opposed to, like, fading away.
As opposed to degrading, yeah.
The side that is built looks pretty robust in a way that it doesn't look like passage of time fading away. It looks like,
looks
it's
like
in the
it's
process of being fashioned.
In media res.
Yes.
Okay. I'll take I'll kind of
You can, again,
retrace
you
my
were still
steps here.
50 or more feet away, like this plateau's
From
quite
it.
big.
Yeah.
So.
Quietly go back over to my friends here. Anyone here an expert in avian matters? There is a very large nest on the other side of that pile of rocks over there. It's not quite finished. It looks as though something is still setting up shop on the northeast corner of this plateau. But we may have a very large bird or other creature with wings joining us at some point.
An owl bear?
I don't think it was that big.
owlbears sometimes make nests, but it's not common. They typically live in like caves
They're
and things.
More
Yeah.
bear.
Yeah,
When it
they
comes
are
to-
more
yeah.
bear than bird. They don't fly,
Okay.
so they're more bear than bird.
I don't think so.
It's gonna turn back and look over.
Not-
It's not an owlbear. She's not interested.
Not a flightless bird, but that doesn't mean that it is not dangerous. It is very large. I don't know if any of you have tackled something with a bigger beak than what we did earlier, but they can be dangerous.
That is not my area of expertise.
We're mostly sea creatures and monsters of that nature.
All right, well, keep an eye to the skies as well, is all I'll say. And maybe try to obscure yourself from the sky, whether it's beneath a tree or branches or something.
Not much to obscure yourself from
Shit.
the sky. I mean, there are a few trees, but even if you stood under the branches, they're not so thick that you're fully out of vision.
I'm
Pretty
gonna
open.
Alright.
hear that TC said that
You
and
can hear
shift,
from up there.
Yeah, shift my gaze from down into the gully up towards the sky.
You can give me a perception check.
Okay. That's what I'm gonna keep watch. That one.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing in the sky. You at one point you
tree
see
is just
at one
above
point
it.
you see something like flapping out of the corner of your eye, and you pivot quickly, but it's just like one of those little magpies moving, and it just moves by and disappears.
Little friend.
If we're lucky, all things will time out just fine. We'll get the bison's person will come and
I love that you're
all.
already laughing at the possibility that that's even going to happen.
I'm crossing each one of my appendages.
Got an extra finger in that sack if you need it. To cross. It's a joke. Don't worry about it.
That's a good one, Doc.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Doug.
Fingers and sacks. Use my own appendages for now.
As I'm dressing my wounds and trying to short rest here, I just want to say to Morna, I just wanted to say, during that last fight, you're very adept with that war pick and the spear, and I just want to say thanks for having my back there. You seem to know your way around a fight quite well.
Oh, thank you. You as well, Faye. You, intercepting that was very cool. It's called a yickle, the spear.
A yickle?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
You can throw it too. And stab. It's pretty nice.
It is nice. Well, thanks. I hope
No,
we...
thanks to you, sir.
All right.
Sorry, I'm looking at the gully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
She's like gonna turn around and be like, no, I really do
Oh.
appreciate it.
I can appreciate you being so focused on the goalie.
No, I'm not very friendly. And it's not that I don't want to be. I am off-putting to a lot of people.
No, I'm not
So
off-putting. You're doing a job, and
Okay.
that's all it is.
No, I don't mean
worries.
that. I don't mean to be rude, and I feel.
None taken. Thank you, Morna. I just wanted to say thank you. That's all it was.
No, thanks, Mr. Tyrun.
You can call me Illien. Illien's
Alien.
fine.
Yeah. You can call me Morna. Yes.
Thank you, Morna. And I'm gonna just turn slightly and keep dressing my wound.
God damn it.
Like the most awkward group of people.
Illien, since you're not keeping sort of watch down in the gully at the moment, give me a perception check up here.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I'll do the lucky.
Do it.
That's okay. That's gonna be a 16.
Okay. As you're sort of just wrapping a couple of bandages, you look over, you see both Doxley and Morna, who are sort of keeping watch down below. You look up to the tree, you see Kayt sort of looking out and looking up to the skies, everyone kind of busying themselves, TC doing whatever the fuck he's doing.
Box steps.
And you're just kind of wandering as you do that, and sort of wrapping sort of a bandage around the arm, seeing people back. And as you just move toward a little more toward the center of this plateau here, you hear just kind of a little crunch underfoot. And you look down and you lift up your boot, and below your foot looks like a shell that now is broken into a bunch of pieces that you stepped on. So you lift your foot, and it wasn't just one shell. There's like an arrangement of shells here, and they look like seashells, which is curious because you're not near an ocean. And as you look at it, they're arranged in a particular formation
Oh boy.
that looks a bit like this.
What is going on?
Which one's the broken one?
We'll say you stepped on this.
Okay.
Kind of scared.
As you look down on this grouping of seashells, it ranged in this kind of vaguely semicircular shape, you'll recognize it as something that sea elves sometimes use to communicate to other sea elves. It's kind of a sea elf code of kind.
Okay.
Other people get codes too. What the
Our little
It is
beast
not
man, what's up?
uncommon for sea elves who are scouts or harbor masters, explorers, to, before they go on an expedition of some kind, they go to the beach, you gather a whole bunch of seashells to have with you, so that if you need to leave a marker of some kind, you can do so with an arrangement of seashells. This particular arrangement, if you recall correctly, has something to do with preaching caution, like alert, careful caution.
Fantastic.
Okay.
So that's, you see that there?
I get Doc's attention, just to point her at the seashells, and
So you go over and tap her on the shoulder, and you just kind of point in that direction. And, if you get up on your knees a little bit, you can see over there where he's pointing.
so not that what TC said earlier did put me on edge, but this even more so. This maybe, I don't know if there's a better way to watch the Gully than be here. I think they probably would have told us, but this is a little disconcerting.
Do you think it's Niall? Is Niall a seal?
I have no idea, but I just thought.
How
I'd
close
show
are
you.
they to me?
You can't overhear what they're saying. You can definitely see that they're talking.
okay.
Give me a perception check. You might be able to pick up some words here and there. You can't hear the
Okay.
whole conversation.
Ooh, that is a 15.
15. We'll say that you were able to pick up on Illien kind of subtly pointing over there in that direction, and you can't quite see what he was pointing to, but you can see that he was pointing toward the center of the plateau here. And you pick up a couple words. You pick up Sea Elf, or did you say Sea Elf? Or Niall, you said his name. Doxley
I
said
said
Niall. Yeah, you picked up that name, Niall.
Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's old. But I just wanted to make you aware of that.
Is everything all right? She's sort of calling out.
Yeah. She's probably 20 feet away from you guys.
Just that we should be on high alert based off what TC said and the goblins below.
Is there anywhere else that we can hang out while we do this mission?
I'll get up and sort of have a look around the.
You can see all. I mean, there's hills and things all around. I mean, that would be quite a trek. This is clearly the best view of this juncture of the gully. That isn't to say it isn't possible. But
Without knowing the topography of the area, I'm afraid that this is the spot they pointed us to.
It's also where they plan to meet us for however long we'll be here.
Right.
To stay close, but
We need to leave at least one person here, even if we do move on.
No, it's fine. We should all stay together.
I will, at this point, because people could be hurt, I'll say these shells actually mean something to me and my sister.
point out the arrangement.
This is just a message conveying to be on high alert. As TC said earlier, there's a nest and some goblins. But that puts me on edge, so I just wanted to make you all aware of that.
Can you tell how long it's been here?
Give me an investigation check.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 9.
9. There's a little. When you first notice them, one thing that comes to mind is the fact that you didn't notice them until you stepped on them.
Yeah.
Meaning they were covered in a little bit of dirt and dust and some grass. So not within the past 24 hours or something. Like definitely prior to that. Hard to tell beyond that, but not super recently. Someone wasn't just here before you.
Well, curse me, I suppose, for not asking who all had done a mission just like this previously. How many times have they sent people up here? And how recently? What happened?
Look, I'm sure it's fine. It's not even that big of an alert. If it's a full circle, that's when it's a real problem. So, rest assured, it'll be fine. Let's focus on the mission.
Well, hopefully it's just those 2 things that we've already seen and not a third unseen thing.
I'm sure that's the case.
I'll settle back down sort of on the ridge and.
Did that seem like she might be on to a third thing?
Say that again?
I'm sure it's just those 2 things. Does that seem like she's being honest about that?
Make an insight check.
means that was that. And 17.
17. You don't get a sense of dishonesty per se, but you do pick up a little, both from Doxley and Illien, that they might be sort of downplaying concern a little bit. Just that, like, when someone leaves a moniker like this, like, that's not just a casual thing. That's, like, danger. So you can sense a little bit of the two of them trying to not worry people, but definitely aware that that could be troublesome.
Do you think this means that blood has been spilled here? Or is this just a warning of things that could come?
No, it's just a warning of nearby creatures, that's all.
Instead of short resting, I'm going to take a healing potion.
Okay.
And then try to look at an area that is not being covered by my compatriots other than being, so I can be more alert.
Sure, yeah. I mean, basically you have two people looking south on the south face, and then Kayt's kind of perusing the skies.
So if I take a short rest, I can regain some hit points.
Yes.
Get to the end
So
of the
you need
hour.
an hour. It takes an hour.
Oh, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Would you like
Always
to
worth a try.
use
I guess
the
I could always
healing
heal.
before you roll your healing potion?
Yes.
Oh, but do I get maximum? Because if I use it.
Oh, it's yes. That's
Oh,
correct.
yes!
10.
Come on, use it.
You can roll it.
Hey, roll
See,
it.
here you would have got
Maximum!
It was meant to be.
What?
Okay, that's actually huge though. Okay, I'm back in business.
Yay!
So we have. If you use a healing potion as a bonus action, you make the roll. But if you use it as a full action or out of combat, you get to get the full benefits of it.
That's
Careful not to
surge?
spill any drop. No, that's a healing potion.
Do we know what time of day it is? About how long it took us to schlep in from town?
Yeah, so you met Delia at about 5, and it probably took you guys just an hour to get here. So it's probably just past 6:15.
Are we seeing the meeting? Like, can we see people yet?
I think Delia mentioned that if you look out to the west,
Right.
so east is in the direction of the prison, west is in the direction of Bison's dig sites. She said that if you had like a spyglass or something, you might be able to see where the dig site is, but from this distance, you really
anything.
can't see anything.
Okay.
The hill to the west, the downwield kind of rises up into a number of overlapping mountains and ridges, and presumably his dig site is up there somewhere, but you can't pinpoint exactly where it is.
Okay.
I mean, I'll try to get the benefits of a rest here if I can.
Okay.
as
So
we're-
people start to you allow Doxley and Morna to just sort of take the first vigilant watch and make sure that you relax, breathe, take a moment to yourself. After settling in, your period of Gully surveillance officially begins. And it does so very slowly, very little to act upon. 10 minutes go by, 20 minutes,
Oh.
30 minutes.
Okay.
The east-west route along the gully remains unsullied. You don't see carts, no convoys, no groups of people, no lone travelers. The only creatures that emerge from the tree line are critters that are not worthy of concern, an elk, a few foxes. At one point, you see a long-tailed bird with bluish plumage that looks like a peacock that has its feathers relaxed rather than sort of...
Stupid bird. Sorry.
Doxley thinks that as she looks over.
Stupid bird.
Bully.
The falling sun fills the sky with these kind of amber hues, and even with your companions beside you, it feels very alone out here. Though not necessarily in a bad way. You think about the people back home who might likewise be thinking of you, friends, family, coworkers, and you wonder what they'd think about your journey thus far, whether they'd be worried or dismissive, whether they'd be disgusted or encouraged. You look out to the west and you can't help but be curious about the negotiations taking place at Bison's dig site. But you'll have to settle for second-hand information at a later time. For without a spyglass or moving physically closer, there's not really anything visible at this distance. When the first sign of activity presents itself, it's about 40 minutes since you started your watch.
Knew it.
And it comes in the form of a deafening shriek.
Oh boy.
A very shrill, piercing noise that right away eliminates clinkers in the gully as the source of the noise. It's not a humanoid noise.
Okay.
And after it happens, it repeats itself again. Ah! And you look to the sky behind you to see a great winged creature gliding quickly towards the plateau. It has an eagle's head and a furry body with its hindquarters, an imposing specimen of a griffin with a wingspan that's pushing 20 feet in diameter. Despite the impressiveness of the creature's build, it flaps in a kind of faltering, irregular way,
Oh, we have to help it.
with one wing that's doing the bulk of the work, keeping it aloft. It's injured, it's very clearly injured. But even to those who have never encountered such a beast, that might only make it marginally less dangerous, sort of in a fight. So I'll say that Morna or Kayt and TC are the first ones because you were looking off the north side and you were up in the tree. You two are the first to notice it. So you see it coming towards you, and just as you're about to call to the rest of the group, you also notice the kind of irregular way that its wings are flapping, and it's kind of trying to glide, but one of its wings is kind of at an awkward angle. So that's still a little ways off, but it's just so big that you can see it from a distance, but it's gliding closer and closer with every second there.
Our winged friend is injured, but it is on its way.
Do we want to take to the cliffs and try to
Hide from it?
hide from it?
I think that might be a good idea.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna healing surge.
Okay, go ahead. You may.
I'm gonna.
I'll do it, too.
Quickly scurry, like over the edge. I guess.
Is there a way to slightly retreat while maintaining possible short restoration? I think Doxley's really prioritizing getting her energies back.
If you were to find like a hiding spot, I mean, and stay out of harm's way, you could still be in that area of
Cool.
of
That's
possibly
what I
getting
will be
thrown
doing.
around. Okay. Smart. Creature continues to glide, and that caw rings out in this open area. You can hear it. As TC is relaying the message and finishing his healing surge, you were looking off the back. Give me a perception check. You're looking off the north face.
Perceive well.
No,
I shouldn't have said anything.
Quiet. 11.
11. The only thing that you notice as you kind of looked up into the sky to see it coming right before you pivoted to kind of yell back to the group is you gave a look down below as well, kind of at the base of the cliff where there isn't anything, but also down below where the griffin is gliding.
Okay.
And you see, moving through the underbrush, something maybe in pursuit of the griffin. There's a little bit of dust moving up, some leaves, trees are kind of just brushing back and forth. It's pretty dense down there, so the forestation in the underbrush is pretty dense. You can't see what it might be, but there's something else. It's not just the griffin.
But the way it's moving the trees, it would have to either be one thing that's pretty big or a bunch of medium-sized.
Yes, yeah, possibly. So,
Just trying to get to a cliff and slide off and.
Yeah, I want to still
Okay.
be able to see the gully, but kind of be on that, like, under. Yeah.
sure. So you can slide off the edge there and kind of keep a grip on the cliff and still be looking out, so that you could quickly pull yourself up if you needed to.
Yeah.
Follows.
Is it stupid to stay in the tree?
Are you scared?
Are you calling that out?
No, I'm asking you people.
Are you obscured well? Or you have your blend into.
The thing where I'm an elf. Can I do that thing?
Oh my Christ.
Do that thing. This seems like the moment
thing?
to
What
do
is the mask of the wild?
that.
Breathe the mouse.
Thank you. You can attempt to hide even when you are only lightly obscured by foliage, heavy rain, falling snow, mist, and other natural phenomena.
All right. Give me a stealth check there in the
So
tree.
the tree that she's in, there's a couple other trees.
Yes,
but
there's a couple other-
similarly not very well, not thick enough that I might be able to.
They're not
see them.
perfect. I mean, you could maybe obscure yourself if they weren't looking too closely.
Is there another pile of rocks like the one that the nest is on the other side?
The place is pretty flat with the exception of the one near the nest. You really need to come down off of the plateau a little bit to be sort of obscured fully, in a way.
If they're all going south, and the nest is northeast, I'll kind of go west.
Okay. Off the west
of that,
end.
yeah, the west
As you go west, that's kind of where they worked their way up the path. So you kind of slide down the slope a little bit just to obscure yourself.
11.
11. With your ability, given that, you sort of hang tight to the trunk of the tree, and you even grab one branch and kind of pull it in front of you. Give yourself some extra cover there. Okay, so you three are not hanging, but you're off the you're off the southern face
Bouldering.
there. TC's off the western face. And you guys kind of wait, and you listen. You hear, eventually, after a couple moments pass, you hear those wings start to flap, and then... And you hear that landing, and a bunch of dust gets kicked up, and Kayt, who's up there in the tree, you can look down and you see the griffin perched there, and all of its limbs hit the ground there. And the moment that it lands, it starts to move over in the direction of the nest, but it's hobbling, you can tell. It's like putting weight very tenderly on its front right sort of talon there, and it's moving toward the nest a little bit, and it's using its beak to kind of pick at what looks like embedded in it might be some crude weaponry, like a stone, kind of like an arrowhead almost, like stuck in it, and it pulls that out of its sort of front limb there, and then it sort of settles into the nest a little bit, and then as you can hear that sound, it once again kind of, and as it does that, it opens up its wings once more, and its head turns off the northern face, which is where you initially saw it from, and then it rustles almost like it saw something down there. So it's in its nest, but it's like clearly on alert, kind of looking down off the northern face. Is there anything you guys want to do in this time?
Want to keep my eye on the Gully.
Okay.
If there's anything.
You continue to do so. Give me perception checks, those of you hanging off that southern face there.
As much as I can, maybe try to peek to the north to see if I can see what's coming.
Okay.
4.
9.
19.
19. Morna, from your spot that you have the best vantage point, and down below, you see some pairs of ears start to poke out. It seems like the noise of the griffin has at least alerted maybe some of the creatures down there. You watch as a couple of ears kind of point out, and you see a face with pointed teeth look up, and they see the three of you hanging over the edge there, and then it disappears kind of back into the hole there. So very much aware of your presence, you were able to see that. So you see the goblins kind of clock your appearance, and then another couple of moments pass, and Kayt's kind of up there just surveying, waiting to see if the griffin kind of does anything. And as it's looking over the edge there, you can see it now get up out of the nest, and it's backing away from that edge. So it kind of... So now it's backing further and further. It's getting closer to the southern face. It gets like underneath the tree that you're in. It doesn't look up and see you, but it's backing up very slowly. And I need you to give me a stealth check.
Oh no!
You can do it.
21.
21. You remain fully obscured in the tree that you're in there. And it backs up a little further. Give me a TC and Kayt, give me perception checks.
Why would someone be hunting a griffin?
18.
Math. 14.
14. As you guys are staying as still and quiet as you possibly can, watching this griffin, this enormous sort of adult griffin move further and further back, there's like a puff of yellowish smoke that appears on the north end. And in that puff of yellowish smoke, you watch as the figure of a quadruped with golden yellow fur appears. Pointed ears and very thin tails that make them look like vaguely canine in appearance. And you recognize these from maybe stories or having seen them before. These are blink dogs. They are canines that are capable of short-range teleportation. Like they can disappear and reappear in another space not too far from where they once were. So one of them appears there on the top of the plateau and immediately starts to kind of prowl toward the griffin, who gets into kind of a defensive posture there. And after that first one appears,
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm hugging the tree
there's
so
like
tight.
4, 5 blink dogs, 6 blink dogs. They all kind of appear up on the ridge there. Getting closer and closer to the griffin, who's continuing to back up. And now you guys that are hanging off the southern end there, you can hear some of the growling. So you're not sure exactly what it is.
Take a peek.
You can. You look up and you see 7 snarling dogs on the opposite end, as well as the griffin now is kind of reared up on its hind legs and very much in a kind of attempt intimidation posture, is sort of flapping its wings as best it can. And it seems like the dogs are kind of closing in on the griffin there, ever so slowly.
Nobody get involved.
As they get kind of almost to a point of sort of gnashing out at each other.
Yes.
Kayt, from her vantage point up in the tree, you watch another creature emerge on the north side.
No, I don't.
I close my eyes.
This time, it doesn't appear. It's not a teleportation. You watch as some kind of vaguely webbed, almost reptilian hand appears on that side. And it pulls itself up onto the side of the cliff there on the north side. And it looks like a bipedal figure. It's definitely not like a human. It's upright, and it has a vaguely reptilian shape. It's very grotesque and bulging, like the skin is straining to contain the muscles. And it looks like it's a troglodyte, which is a very kind of...
Jesus.
It's a hostile kind of usually cave-dwelling creature, like underground-dwelling creature. They can use like simple weapons, and in fact, you see in one of its hands it has like a spear with one of those stone kind of arrowhead tips on the end of it. And in addition to seeing the creature itself, it's wearing a very crude, like simple piece of cloth with a hood over its head. And to like obscure it for the most part. Give me a nature check.
Oh my god. Got the whole fucking zoo.
I know.
20. Dirty 20.
Nice.
What you recall about these creatures, whether you read about it or simply have heard about it secondhand, is that they have sensitivity to sunlight. So sunlight weakens them or makes it difficult. So he has a very heavy cloak that is covering most of him and most of his face, and he's kind of creeping up and closer. So he's trying to keep his skin kind of not exposed to whatever's left at the sun at this point. So he gets up on the top, and now he's creeping closer to the griffin. And then he doesn't quite whistle, but he makes kind of a high-pitched noise that... And all the dogs start to jump toward the griffin, and the two of them start to go into a clash. The dogs are gnashing, and the griffin is... He takes one big swipe of the wing, and like two dogs go flying into the air, but then they... on the plateau here. And they start to gnash each other. I need people to roll initiative for me.
Oh no!
Who aren't embroiled.
I refuse to get involved in this.
This is bonkers.
Fuck yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Great roll
all
for
right.
to do nothing with.
20 to 25.
23.
Nice. Doxley got a 20.
Nice.
15 to 19.
I'm 15.
Nice. 10 to 14.
14.
14?
And then 12.
Okay.
And I will give you theirs in 1 second.
Yeah, take your time.
Didn't know exactly where everyone would be.
Oh, smokes.
So far it's TC, Doxley, Morna, Kayt, and Illien.
I'm actually 18.
Kayt is
Oh.
18.
Got it. Great.
Sorry.
Perfect.
That's
Okay.
how D&D works.
We'll learn.
Who does?
Hey, that's literally the only thing that's used for
Okay.
is this roll.
All right, so
Not
it's TC,
quite
Doxley,
early.
Kayt, Morna, Illien.
Pretty much.
TC Doxley, Kayt, Morna, Illien is what you said, right?
TC, Doxley, Kayt, Morna, Illien. Yes.
I've been playing some Monster Hunter recently, and this gives me like all the
Oh.
monsters fighting all together.
We're
totally gives me.
We're
We're
going
in
to
a
get all the
frickin' zoo.
wings and talons.
Oh yeah, we're gonna pick those clean.
Okay, go ahead and turn your monitors on for me.
Okay.
I want to talk to
You
the Trog.
got
man.
it.
Odds that the Trog speaks common.
Medium odds.
It's by
Okay, so let me bring this up here. There we go. So let's get a little bit of the lay of the land. This is where you guys came from. You were all the way on the other side.
That was like the Grick.
Go us.
This is the gully here. The Gricks were further back,
Oh.
so this is the gully here. So you guys,
They're
this
all
was the edge of the gully.
Okay.
You guys moved across the gully and came up to the edge of the cliff face here. You can see ever so slightly the entrance. That's the hole there where the goblins were. It's a little hard to see. There you go. You can see the hole. where
They
the
have
goblins
crystals.
were. Goblin crystals. Illien just knows. He's like, there's crystals. This was the easier way up to the left to climb that most of you took. Here is the griffin there, facing off against several blink dogs. And over here we have the
Scooby-Doos.
troglodyte.
Ill blue collar. Scooby-Doo.
Limited.
Roll.
Oh God. What have I done? He smacks them away and they're like, Ree! So we've got.
His name is Raggy.
We've got Doxley right on the edge. We've got Illien right on the edge. We have.
Hell yeah.
That's TC who is off.
See ya.
Off in this direction.
See it jumps.
See ya, chumps.
We had. This is Kayt. Okay, so you were up in this tree.
Oh my
So
lord.
let's go ahead and set you to fly.
Fly.
Because you are up in the tree here.
Wow,
You're up
Sneeze
there.
or a fart.
And then we have Kayt, Morna is also here with the Tyruns.
Tyrun.
So you guys aren't up on the edge there. You're kind of a little more off.
Yeah.
Morna and the Tyruns. It's your band name.
Oh yeah.
So
Sounds
this
fun.
action is kind of taking place kind of in front of you there. We can kind of see everything very clearly. That's the troglodyte that's over there. He doesn't have it here, but he does have some kind of cloak or it's a heavy jacket
looks
that he
fun.
has on over him. And let me give you the initiatives for
Yes,
this.
please.
Griffin got a natural 20.
Oh, of course.
For a total.
Well, that's great. It can take care of all the dogs.
Oh, sorry. Take your time.
No, that's okay.
Doesn't that put him first anyway? Or
No, only if it's a tie. Yeah, there isn't really a natural 20 for initiative. That is a 22 for the Griffin.
Wow.
Got you beat, bitch.
Okay. What else you got?
We got the blink dogs are a 14.
Okay.
Correct. And the troglodyte up here is a 11.
No, you're
No,
not.
no, great.
Yay.
That's okay. I like moving after you guys.
Sorry, that's the troglodyte, right?
Yes.
That's Raggy.
I like things though.
Well, I can maneuver.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hey, what are we even gonna do about this?
All right, so we got TC, the
Very
Griffin,
quiet.
Doxley, Kayt, Morna, the Blink Dogs, Illien, and then the Troglodyte.
Okay, so you're basically at the current moment just watching this unfold. I mean, the chaos before you, the creature sort of emerging. Oh, I can also show you. There isn't like a thing there, but eventually it will. There we go. This was the pile of rocks. So the nest is like right over here. That's where he was, and then he kind of retreated across the plateau here. Okay, so TC, you have the option. I mean, you're watching this happen. Is there anything you do to intervene?
Run.
No.
Is there anywhere you'd like to go or anything you'd like to do during that time?
Can I see over where I am?
Yes.
I mean, my action is gonna be to fucking hide.
You are here,
Question
kind
is
of,
where?
you're by the little cluster of trees. You can look up and you can't see her, but you know that Kate's up in the tree, sort of up above.
All right. Well, I'll stick kind of close to her. That little bush down there, kind of below me.
This
To
here?
the east.
Oh.
No, in the little crevasse.
Yes, here. Yes.
Could I kind of jump into there and hide?
You could do that.
I'm gonna
Certainly-
I'm
certainly
gonna
while
take my
nothing-
sweet time,
Yeah.
using my 30 feet of movement to very slowly get down there.
Look at that.
Use my cunning action to hide.
You do so. In fact, no check required. Nothing had its attention on you, so
Yep.
you are hidden.
I am hidden.
You're unseen there in that area.
And I am making sure that the perfume in my bag is well capped. I don't know. Yeah,
Cool.
that's it for me.
Okay, what's next?
The Griffin.
Okay, the Griffin.
Oh boy.
The first thing it's going to do is kind of take a big step forward and just attack this closest blink dog as it both kind of almost simultaneously gnashes and then swipes with its talon there. Natural 20 on one of those, and the other one's going to miss.
Smug.
Split that dog in twain.
Yeah, seriously.
Make sure I have the right damage on this.
I'm out of jelly beans.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh yeah, we haven't even had a shot of whisk.
Go for it. There we go. Okay, so it was the beak that crit.
Damn. Beaked.
Deirdre,
Good.
would you like any?
My turn. My cold,
Wow.
cold teeth. my...
Max
Sure,
rolled on
why
the
not?
damage there.
Damn.
And not quite dead, but that
Whoa!
was a good swipe
I'm being rude.
All right, so a crit from a griffin. You guys get
What?
that? A crit from a griffin beak can't even one-shot blink
A
dog.
blink
Yeah,
dog?
so
that's cute.
it hits with the beak, and the dog starts to pull away, and it literally like tears a section of flesh off of the blink dog there, as it peels back, and the griffin like throws the chunk of Blink Dog away off to its right, and immediately following that, starts to retreat even further.
Okay, great. I
Oh,
love
towards,
that.
towards.
I love that.
Yes, love that for us.
Oh my gosh, it's so fast.
Fly 80 feet.
Oh, sick.
The Blink Dog is going to make an attack of opportunity, which it will hit.
What did it roll?
I can't tell.
Damn it.
The bite attack. Okay, some damage to the griffin. So as the griffin sort of takes off, the Blink Dog just retaliates instinctively and pulls, and some of the feathers kind of come out in the air. Pulls it back. Okay, that was the griffin. Okay, who's after the griffin?
Oh, it's Doxley.
All right, Doxley. So this most recent time, you're like peering over the edge. You watch as, like, flapping backwards, the griffin then lands. And now with how close it is to you, literally the ground, like, shakes as the creature lands on the rock there. You can feel the trembling of the weight of this creature as it lands near the edge. And even some of the rocks around you, like,
Oh, God.
trickle down.
Okay. First thing first, Doxley's gonna think about the mission. Where can she go to, like, still keep an eye on the fucking mission?
I mean, right now it's over your... As long as you can, like, sneak a peek over your shoulder, you can still see it. This is the gully down here. You guys are hanging off the gully side, so...
Okay, and that's what I need to keep my eye on.
Sure, yep.
Okay.
You're right there. I mean, the gully's behind you.
Any activity from the goblins whatsoever?
Give me a perception check.
Why would you make me do this? Natural 20.
Hey!
Oh, here we go. I'm a little
Let's
late,
go.
but I made it. That's fine. Let's go.
With the ground shaking from the weight of the griffin, you pull down from the ledge and you just take a moment to kind of breathe, figure out your priorities. You take a look to the gully. You don't see anything in the gully, no activity, no one moving through it. That much you sort of have locked into, and you're confident that you didn't see anything. The next thing you do is look kind of directly down below you where some of the goblins have poked their head out. And this time as you look down, some ears, some more ears, and it looks like they're looking up, like directly at the three of you, and kind of...
Doxy's gonna take her pointer finger and just...
Shh.
She's gonna mimic his fucking face.
Make an intimidation check.
Okay, great. I love that.
Go for it.
Okay, here we go.
You can see up your skirt.
17.
17.
I'm not wearing a skirt.
Oh,
Perf.
He sees why he's
Sort of motions, and then they go back out of vision into the cave.
Huge.
Well,
Why didn't you do that? Yeah.
Incredible. I mean, if none of that counted as my action, I'm gonna hold my spear, or sorry, my javelin, and if anything comes within melee range and spots me, I'm gonna give it a little poke.
Okay. You may do so.
I poke.
I poke.
Who's
My
next?
turn after Doxley. It's Kayt.
Kayt. All right, you're up in the tree there, watching this unfold.
5 feet away from the foliage.
flying. I believe right now I have one basic poison in my Talon, and so I'm going to.
I think you have both. I think when you tried to use it, you missed with that attack, and you only use it if you miss the attack, or if you hit the attack.
Okay, I'm gonna replace one.
Okay.
I'm gonna replace
different
one
poison.
basic with the serpent, which is my action.
Great. So you take it, you sort of pull your sleeve back.
Yeah.
And within the tree, unhook that one little compartment.
Very quietly.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Give me a stealth check.
22.
Nice.
With all the commotion happening, this was like simultaneous with the creature landing there on the opposite side. So you use that opportunity to quickly undo the compartment, put the new poison in, latch it back up.
Okay.
That is an action to do that. Is there anything else you would like to do?
I'm gonna trust that everybody down on the cliff is keeping an eye on the gully, and so I'm gonna keep my eyes on what's going on just in case I need to get involved.
Okay. You did so. Who's next?
After Kayt, it's Morna.
All right, Morna.
I think I'm just gonna make sure that I'm like as well hidden as possible.
Okay.
And so is there a way I can move I mean, I kind of still want to see what the fuck is happening with this fight, but also kind of not.
You can certainly be in a spot like another foot down.
Yeah.
It's a spot where if you hunch, you're covered, but if you straighten up, you can kind of see it.
That would be great, and then just keeping an eye on the gully
Okay.
again, and I would like to hold, so my movement is just coming down a little bit,
Yeah,
and then
that
hold my action if something gets close and notices me, then I'm ready to, can I hold a rage?
You can't hold a rage.
So I could just hold a poke.
Yes. Yeah. You
Okay.
can't hold a bonus action. Has to be an actual
Totally.
action.
That makes sense. Okay, then I will hold my attack, and that's
Okay.
kind of it.
Okay.
All right, blink dogs.
All right, the blink dogs. And just as the griffin sort of lands, Kayt watches as once again, like a flurry of these puffs of yellowish smoke appear, and they're all gonna teleport a little bit.
I hate that.
I mean, it's
So
fucking cool.
No, I
I
hate
don't
that.
want to. I don't want to face off against it.
Scooby.
Okay, they seem slow.
That is,
Is there some is that just a teleport?
I don't know. Is that the move speed?
that is, they're teleporting,
Oh,
not
okay.
their movement.
40 foot
What would a cleric do if it saw a blink dog? Just have a seizure.
Like this, probably cast fireball and all.
Oh, it's so tasty. That's a tasty fireball. right
Okay,
there.
in addition to the teleport, they are going to use their movement.
I wonder if the teleport's official.
No!
No, because they did it not on their turn.
Just regular.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Think about that.
That one's going to get all the way up, I think. Up
I
there.
don't want to get involved in this.
40 feet. 40 feet.
Morna, you better blow that whistle.
40 feet. Did I get everybody? Nope, one more. Sheet. Is that everybody? That's everybody. Okay. And they were. This one was close enough to make an attack there. Which he will hit. Not a great roll there on the damage.
Okay.
So as the blink dog teleports close enough, it then, like coming out of the mist, bites again at the griffin, and once again there's kind of a as the wings go flying, feathers are going everywhere, and you can see that it's struggling to kind of keep its composure. Already one of its limbs is injured, so it's using the kind of uninjured wing to kind of swipe and try to push the blink dogs away as best it can. Okay, who's next?
After the blink dogs, it's Illien.
All right.
Okay. For all the glory. I'm just kidding. I just want to make sure I'm within 5 feet of Doc.
Okay, you can. You can shuffle a little bit over to the side. Yep.
And then I'm gonna draw TC's short sword.
Okay.
And
Throw it out. It's too heavy.
yeah.
Shit's big.
And just have it ready in case anything happens to attack Doc. But still, like, I'm gonna keep an eye on the goalie, and that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay. Who's next?
After Illien, it's the troglodyte.
All right. This creature lumbers forward.
Yeah, okay.
Lumbery
Lumber
boy.
sounds slow.
Clearly slower than its blink dog counterparts. And it's going to dash for another 30 feet here. As it gets a little closer, I need both. No, I need just Kayt to make a stealth check there. So the creature, as it's moving forward, you can see that it was looking at the griffin, but it also is aware that there's maybe other creatures in the vicinity. So it's inspecting. It's letting its dogs do the hunting, and it's looking around, just in the trees around the plateau.
18.
Okay.
Oh.
Continues to go forward. At one point, it kind of looks to the grouping of trees to its right, and it kind of continues in the direction that it was headed. And that's it for the moment.
All right, top of the lineup with TC.
TC?
Tighten that butthole.
Big.
The juicy, the juicy butt is getting tightened. Yeah, I'm just ears out. Maybe. No, I'm staying right where I am.
Okay. Who's next?
Using the old ears.
Griffin's next. Once again, the griffin is going to attack the closest target here, which is Blink Dog, with its multi-attack, both claws and beak.
I want to talk to the drog.
Those are both gonna miss. In its sort of weakened state, it gives a couple sort of half-hearted swipes, a peck, and then once again it's gonna lift itself up.
Oh god, no.
And
Oh my god.
so it hasn't seen you. It's flying backwards. It's going like this.
Okay.
So it pulls itself back, and it lands on the cliff. I need all of you to make athletics or acrobatics, whichever you prefer. The three of you on the side there.
Sweet
Funge lunge.
God.
Morna, you have the whistle.
17.
17.
I know, but we have to protect her.
The dog's
Oh, you
16, sorry.
16.
12.
12. Okay, you guys all keep your footing there on the
Okay.
sides of the cliff. The griffin is now within melee. Are you choosing not to attack it?
Yeah, I only wanted to attack if something saw me.
Okay,
He has
that's
not.
fine. I was just giving you the option because it came within melee range there.
Yeah.
Great. So
Yep.
it lands on the side there, and its big wings. You're clutching the side, and your hair is like blowing. Your hat is like threatening to blow off the side as all of the air is moving around you guys. And I need you all to give me stealth checks as well.
Yeah.
Maybe detects your
No
presence or not.
problemo. Yeah. 12?
22. Here we go. 5. Oh boy.
As those
Right.
rocks trickle down from the weight of the griffin there, there was just sort of an involuntary, one of those rocks like bopped you on the side of the head. Doesn't do any damage, but you sort of, you just flinch from the noise, and immediately that eagle head just turns toward you, and it sees you by the side, and like stands up at its full height once again, like maybe trying to sort of intimidate you with its size there. Now it's very much aware of your presence.
Well,
it has already
Game
used its
faces
action
on. Game
stuff.
faces. Here we go.
Who's next up for
I
the
had
griffin?
that hell's attack.
It is not within melee range.
Okay, great. Then I'm gonna not do anything.
Okay.
And make
Wait,
a poop.
can I? Is it within 10 feet?
Yes.
I can throw Barbara.
You can.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna though.
Way to leave us in suspense.
I'm not gonna.
What is
Oh
he?
my
Not
God.
right this sec.
You watch as
I'm
Morna like
still holding
grips
it.
the Ickle there,
I'm-
sort of in a, it's like vertical in kind of a thrown position, but hangs tight to it.
Yeah.
Okay, who's next there?
Shit, it's me.
Okay.
Um,
There's like a griffin foot like directly at eye level in front of you there.
Okay.
You can see the claws like digging into the rock.
okay. Okay, so that thing's huge. And how big are the dogs? Like, can I tell if it's like a medium-sized creature? Like, are they of the size of a dog?
They're about like the size of a large regular dog. Yes, like a
Okay.
Bernese mountain dog.
And do I know anything about like their blinking capabilities? Like how they use them?
Give me a nature check.
Oh god.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
14.
Okay. You do recall that I'm trying to use the right word. It's not. Sometimes they can't just use it on an unlimited number of times.
Okay.
They can continue to use it, but I'm trying to find the not mechanics way of saying
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
like a recharge time potentially.
refractory.
So they can't necessarily just use it.
Would I know if something is holding on to them? If they can use it?
They can.
They can use
Yes,
it? Okay.
if something is holding on.
I'm going to let me know if I can hold this as an action. Shut up. I'm gonna, if a fucking blink dog.
Oh my god.
Hold on, buddy.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
That's what it sounds like. His face is right in the rock there.
Okay, before I describe it to Illien, who's next to me, quietly, I'm gonna say, this fight needs to end fast, and I'm gonna hold my action for if a dog comes within melee range to like get around the griffin. I'm gonna reach for one of its legs and try to throw it off of the fucking cliff.
Okay. You're basically holding a shove action, even though you're pulling, you're not shoving. But yeah, you can do that.
Yep.
Who picked the sides?
What?
Who picked the sides?
The sides?
Don't worry about it.
I think he's saying you're siding with the griffin versus siding with the blink dog.
Oh,
Yes.
well, if we had walkie-talkies, you could tell me to root for the other one.
dog over here. I don't know what
Over.
Okay,
yeah,
holding
that's what
basically a shove
I'm holding
action
like
to try and yank it off the side of the cliff.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
All right, let's see if I regret that. Kate. you're
All
next.
right, Kate.
Uh,
So I will say, give me a perception check.
This is awesome. I love this.
24.
24.
There we go.
You were able to see that the griffin looked, and Morna's head was like just over the edge. So you seem to be aware that the griffin has. It's alerted to their appearance there on the edge, to their existence. So you guys are no longer all sort of hidden out of sight.
I don't want to do anything.
She's up in the
Your
tree. She's like,
choice.
Wait, can Morna see me?
yeah, you're up. If you were to lean out, you could make yourself seen. That something else might see you, but
Telepath.
I can perceive you. I can perceive you.
No, I'm not getting involved. I'm squishy.
okay,
I have lots of questions, but they cannot be answered right now.
okay.
I want a blink dog.
Who's next?
After Kate, it's Morna.
All right, Morna. You have seen the griffin look into your soul.
How quickly can I get down this thing and hide with the goblins?
You can basically.
Oh, shit.
This climb is not a difficult climb, so you're not risking that. You climb at half speed, so you can.
Yeah.
It's basically.
Slow.
It's 15 feet, and then you could dash, so you could move 30, which would take you
And where are the goblins, I guess?
you couldn't quite reach it this round, but yeah, the entrance to the cave is right here.
I don't necessarily want to abandon my friends, but I don't want this griffin to fucking bite my face. So I'm gonna be like, I'm running, and I'm gonna,
What? Yeah.
I'm gonna dash down.
Okay.
Kate is gonna see that Morna is running away and just give a silent nod.
Just like we
That's
talked
what we
about.
talked about.
Yeah,
I'm also gonna attempt to look at the gully. Again, I have the whistle.
Yeah.
I am.
Again, this is in combat rounds. It's like about 6 seconds around.
Oh,
so like
so I don't need to
literally
look every
less
time.
than 10 seconds have passed
Yeah.
since the last time you looked at the.
Great. Then I'm
The
just focused.
clinkers are
They're like the griffin's distracting them.
I'm gonna just scurry down to try to get as close to the goblins as I can.
Okay.
And then sort of squish myself into the rock face to be. Maybe the griffin turns around and is like, ah, she blinked away too.
Sure.
They're not smart, right?
I mean,
I
they're
don't know.
animals, so they're
Okay.
limited of intelligence. Okay, as you can't quite reach the level where the goblins are at, but you get pretty close. Give me a perception check as you're climbing down the cliff face there.
It's a 4.
A 4. Okay. The only thing you see is it seems like after Doxley yelled at them, they kind of retreated back into the cave there, but they didn't just go back to their business. You can see a couple of them like lingering at the edge, at the mouth of the cave there, and they're kind of like looking up, and it's hard to tell sort of what they might be thinking, but there are several goblins kind of by the foot of the cave there.
Yeah, they do. It's all right.
Okay.
I'll be okay.
Who is next?
After Morna, it's the blink dogs.
All right, we have got a
Griffin's back.
shitload of blink dogs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need to roll to see if they get their blinks back. Oh.
Refract.
Blink him back.
This is very stressful, math.
4 of them got their blinks
Matthew,
back.
what is the matter?
We'll do the 4 that got their blinks back first. We'll just say those are the front 4.
Fall off the edge.
Those
Take out
oinks.
with-
That's not I was.
That one can't quite. Well, that one will move first and then blink. And so will this one. All right, Doxley. Right in front of you, you watch. It happens slowly at first. Like there's a little cloud of yellow, and then all of a sudden, a dog shape just appears in front of you as the teleportation completes, and it looks like it's going for a bite on the griffin. But before it does so,
Let's fucking go! I try to like pull myself up with one arm as I get up over the lip as little as I
Yes.
need to, grab one front paw, and just whoosh, softball.
the other thing is that one had to blink to
Yup.
get there, which means as you throw it off the edge, it's not gonna be able to, like you saw before, it's not gonna be able to blink back onto the surface.
Kate.
Scabby.
They're disgusting.
No.
Yeah.
So vile.
There's
Oh,
boogers.
they have a bunch of
coming out
tails. They're all wagging.
Give me a contested athletics check.
Oh God.
All right.
That is a 9.
Why would you tell me it before?
I usually, for contested ones, I usually do.
Hold on.
Jordan.
Wait, does this
Kayt
come
is
back
gonna
after
see
shorter-
Jordan.
Oh wait, I
doing
didn't have
this.
a wait.
Shake her head.
Hold on. When is this fucking? No, that's action surge. Where's my thing?
Oh my god.
Oh, that
my
doesn't
God.
help me, does it? Fuck, Matt. 1 second. Give just 2
What did you
seconds.
roll?
Oh my
I rolled an
Clearly
8.
not good enough.
Clearly not good enough. If I'm
Clearly not good enough.
With my bare hands.
I'm not good
Where's
enough.
my thing?
Stab you with your brother's
What thing are you looking for?
I'm looking for my thing, my special thing. Where's my
She gets
stuff?
to do
The
the special
item?
thing again.
Oh, there. Wait.
It doesn't
oh,
apply
it
to
doesn't-
strength checks.
Oh, piss and poopy. Yep, then that's an 8 athletics.
Okay,
Oh my
you go and you
God.
grab its limb, and it's just surprisingly strong. Like you think you're just gonna grab it and whip it off, but you grab it, and the creature immediately reacts, and it gets itself low to the ground, and it kind of, and it pulls its leg free. It looks you directly in the eyes. You watch the like saliva dripping off its mouth,
Doxley's gonna. Oh.
and that's where we're gonna take a break. Now that you guys are officially in the conflict,
You guys.
No,
One
we are not
guy's
involved.
A single guys.
now that a couple of you
I
are,
can't believe I'm rolling.
and Morna's fucking out of here.
Sorry.
Just let the Tyruns handle.
Sorry, I got
Fuck.
That is where we're going to take a break.
Oh, that would have been so cool if I
That
had
would have
done
been,
it.
that would have
Cool.
been very
Oh,
cool.
I just want to
Would've been
eat
nice.
this fucking dog so
Would've been
bad.
nice.
You can do it next turn.
Oh, I've been doing so much pushing in Baldur's Gate. I just wanted to do it again here.
Oh man.
Damn.
Excellent attempt, but that is so they haven't attacked yet. Oh yeah, we haven't done all the blink dog turns, but that's where we're gonna pick it up when we come back.
Okay.
Plenty more to come. Now embroiled in the Griffin versus Troglodyte Blink Dog little skirmish here that's going on.
God damn it.
I'm
So angry at myself. Fucking
Awesome. We'll see you guys on the other side. We'll thank people on the other side.
Yeah, we got some puzzles.
Yeah,
Check them out.
we got
TikTok, we're going
puzzles.
offline and then coming back after the puzzles.
Awesome. All right, everybody. We'll see you in a little bit.
Oh wait, you did it. Hold
Oh.
on. I'm getting there. Hold on.
You were
Here.
too fast, Matt.
3,
Bye.
2, 1. Here we go.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
You know those edible panties?
What?
They just have that
No,
really
Anthony.
latexy.
A sentence that you shouldn't say in a group is, you know those edible panties.
Cheers.
Ah, cheers.
We're gonna literally bother you so much about it. You're gonna beg Matt to be a normal barbarian. You're
No,
like, I can't take
I
it.
promise you, I won't.
If I guess it on the first try, will you tell me?
Sure.
It's always good to be on the receiving end of theories. It feels
Can you
good.
please take that off?
No.
Cheers to you guys.
Thank you, Twitch.
Thank you,
Twitch.
Twitch.
Love you very much.
So we'll see you next Sunday for the next episode of Brunkhollow. Welcome back, everybody. We're mid-combat. The tides are beginning to shift as we find ourselves embroiled in
Here we go.
a non-humanoid sort of creature-on-creature in the wilds combat.
This is
We in the wheel.
Unfortunately,
one of those Nunya combats.
yeah.
It should have been Nunya
Nunya.
goddamn it.
But before we dive right back into combat,
Oh, shit, yeah.
Oh, sorry, did I?
No, I'm failing. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds.
Give us a week to get back to
Here
was the last
the
one?
group.
Yeah, we're just
Go and XX Solier gave out 10 community subs. Oh my gosh, hi, thank you. Roar Knight gave out 5 more community subs, and then XX Solier XX subscribe. Thank you. Sad Terry subscribed. Golden Egg resubscribed. Some Mono did 5,000 bits. Oh
Whoa.
my god. I think it's about time I pay back the hundreds of hours. Oh, thank you so much. Cool Shaper did 500 bits. Idrea subscribed. Hello and welcome. Yassine Brown subscribed. Capuchin with a jacket subscribed. Halfpick139 subscribed and then gifted a sub. Shigeo subscribed. Tom Johan resubscribed. And I think I got everybody.
I think
Shigeo.
Annabelle LaRue and Mr. Shed guy.
Oh, were they after? Yes.
Because I think Still Wolfstead was the last one you did last time.
Thank you.
So Annabelle LaRue, Mr. Shed guy, and SA Class Worship all resubscribed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Customary cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to Starburst.
All right.
Okay. Let us.
Get.
I'm not close enough to throw it. Never mind.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I won't encourage you.
Let us return to combat here.
The dag's turn.
Yes, we're mid Blink Dog turn because interrupted by a held action. But it's time for the Blink Dogs to resume. So, these three did not get their blinks, which means I think they're going to have to dash to reach the Griffin. Yes, they are.
Oh, I see what you have. I get.
I am so
Well,
far
that's
away
just to
from
make
this
sure it
action
wasn't
right now. We're doing great.
I'm gonna have 18 strength.
Okay,
First
so
time saying
four of those were able to make attacks. So 4 Blink Dog bites. 2 of those will hit.
Okay. Good dog. There's a little bit of work.
Okay, one of them took a pretty good chomp there.
Oh, bleh.
We picked the wrong side.
Great. So
side.
some of the dogs, they all kind of go in for bites, drooling and snarling, and you can seize the ferocity in their eyes. They go to bite the griffin, and for the most part, it kind of puts a wing down and bats a few of them out of the way. But in that opening, another one kind of bites right at the griffin's neck, and it tears away, and you can see a little bit of blood pouring down the griffin. It's going all down its plumage, so that those white feathers in the front are turning into kind of a pinkish crimson color as the blood comes down. It's still up and fighting, but it's taken a couple good licks there. And I think that's the end of their turn. Yeah, the other ones weren't close enough to attack. So it is now on the edge. They're surrounded by this group of Blink Dogs that are all chomping at the bit. Who is after the Blink Dog?
It is I.
All right, Illien.
I'd like to try to get to the other side of Doc, if I can do that within my movement.
Sure. Give me a athletics check.
Okay. Oh my god, please. Okay, so that's going to be at 14.
Okay, you're able to shuffle your way past Doxley to the other side there.
And I'm going to take one out of Doc's book, and I'll say, well, no, I won't say anything. I'm trying to grab the dog and throw it.
You're gonna try to grab
I'm
it?
just going to try to toss it over.
For the leg, and once again, this is one that blinked already, so unable to do so. Go ahead and give me contested athletics.
Okay.
12.
24.
24.
Yeah.
That's
Moving
my brother.
past
That's
you
my
shift
boy.
past Doxley, and kind of on the way by, you give her like a little nod. And this time, instead of just going for the foot, because you watched Doxley grab the foot and it kind of slipped its foot immediately out, this time you go for the tail. You grab it by the tail, and you just
Yes.
drag it off the side, and it just like end over end goes flying down.
Right on top of Morna.
You are able to toss it, so that's like how big of a drop?
Ooh!
Yes.
Oh, snap.
Oh, yeah.
That's a 50-foot drop.
Even blink that high. Nice.
Yeah, that's
That's
good.
huge.
You can roll the
What is that
damage
from
for
here?
me. I think it's 1d. What did we say? 1d6 per 10 feet.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so exciting. Can I
Here
have
needs an
6?
extra?
Yeah, just one, right? 5d6?
5d6.
Ooh, what a gnarly roll. Okay.
Yep, 5d6.
All right, it's going to be 2, 5, 10, 12, and this one's cocked. So again, 14.
14 bludgeoning damage.
Pretty low
Great.
roll, actually.
I mean,
2,
for-
2, 3.
So it hit a couple things like the side of the cliffside on the way down that kind of broke its fall to a short degree. So you can hear it as it hits the ground. It kind of, and then it's gonna fall prone as well.
Did it go by me?
Oh,
It did go by you.
All you. Morna. All you.
And Morna, who's
You'll be
still clinging to the
desensitized
cliffside there, you watch the Blink Dog fall down, and then the goblins that were there at the base of the entrance, you can watch them like grab the pickaxes off their back, and they're sort of, and they look like they're gonna charge for the
Send
Blink
more
Dog.
dogs
Get
down
'em.
there.
Get
Yeah. Interference.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else, silly?
No. Oh, I did have a question though.
Yeah.
My greatsword, I have to wield it two-handed, or if with my strength I can do it one-handed?
To attack, it's not versatile. So to attack with it, you can hold it one-handed, but you can't swing an attack on it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep TC's short sword out.
Please don't throw my sword off the cliff.
I won't do that.
Yeah. It takes too long to sheath.
Okay. Yep. That's it. My turn.
Okay.
Troglodyte.
All right. The troglodyte. Now the troglodyte, it takes a couple steps forward, and Kayt can see this from the tree that she's up in. It's sort of... It can't quite see what's over the edge, the lip of the cliff. Yeah, it just watched something yank one of the dogs off the side of the cliff there. So you can see it sort of in some visible confusion there.
Hold them and then
and it's gonna move closer here. 30 feet. It's gonna dash 60 feet. So it's working its way along the side there.
There's worse things.
Okay, that's the troglodyte's turn.
All right, after troglodytes, top the lineup with TC.
All right, TC.
I've heard very little. I've heard.
You've been able to poke your head up, and you watched some of the blink dogs that were like gnashing at the feet of the griffin. You did see a hand come up and pull one of the blink dogs.
Fucking morons! I'm gonna get out of my hiding spot and get a little closer. Sorry, where's the troglodyte there? Oh, he's kind of over there.
He's right there. He's a little hard to see.
But he is pretty focused on what's in front of him.
Yes.
There.
Yep.
That next group of bushes that's like northeast of me.
So that was 25. I moved it already. So here's 30. That's
30. That's my full movement.
Yep.
Yeah. If I were to dash to get to those bushes, and then try
another
to
30 feet.
Do a bonus action, cunning action hide.
You are currently hidden.
Still hidden?
Yes. You are unseen. If you would like to creep closer, you could do a bonus action dash with cunning action, and you would just have to make a stealth check against the troglodyte's perception to see if you can creep into that bush without being seen.
So, you're saying I could cunning action, bonus dash to get to the bush.
Yep.
Okay.
And you would just have to make a stealth against his perception to try not being detected.
And I will have not have used an action at that point.
Yes, you would not have used it.
I will do that.
Okay. Give me a stealth check as you creep closer.
Boy.
Natural 11
20.
Perception on the troglodyte. Not 20. Let's go.
Have you rolled 3?
I've rolled 3.
That's
minimum.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, with your cunning action dash, you creep along the hillside. You crouch into these bushes here, and this time, as you slowly pull your head up, you can see the troglodyte on the ridge there, as well as the blink dogs over on your right. You are an unseen attacker.
How far away is he? I think I'm gonna have to still
40 feet.
It's gonna be. It's advantage because I'm unseen.
Disadvantage.
But disadvantage because it's over 30 feet from my hand crossbow.
You so let's see here.
Unseen, just like also for like a sneak attack as well.
Yes. If you have advantage, you can sneak attack. If you move directly toward him, what's the range on your crossbow?
30.
That is within range.
Do it. Do
So
it.
if you do instead of the bushes, you can go
Before I make that veer, I'm gonna look up towards Kayt.
That's the
And
face
I'm like loading my crossbow.
Yeah.
Respect level. Boom.
Fucking moron!
You going straight toward him?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Let's
Oh,
go.
man.
This is with advantage. He's an unseen attacker, and if it hits, it's a sneak
Oh my
attack.
god.
Oh, come on,
First
buddy.
sneak attack.
I love you so much. Please.
Dirty 20 to hit.
Yes.
There we go.
All right.
Okay.
Big money, no
my
enemies.
first sneak attack of the campaign. I will roll. I can roll them all at once, right? The 1d6 from the weapon and the 2d6 from that. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, come on, dude.
15 plus 4 is 19 damage.
19 damage.
Nice.
The last step that you take is just a little bit of grass and rocks beneath your feet. It makes like a sound, and just as it does that, the troglodyte, with its tongue like licking its upper lip, turns toward you, and its tongue is on its upper lip.
Oh, no.
Ew, ew, ew. Ew.
And the air bolt goes through its tongue and up into its head. And the creature falls on its
No
One shot
way.
that dude.
Holy.
You did it! I did it!
They don't have a ton of
almost
HP.
falls out of the tree with shock and surprise.
Fuck yeah.
So and some of its spittle is like flying up into the air, and you also watch the hood kind of falls back as it's falling back from the impact of the hit. And as soon as some of the sunlight hits its skin, you can see like it's burning the skin of the creature. It's that sensitive to the sunlight.
Okay, I've used my full movement. I'm gonna drop prone.
Okay.
Can I do that with no movement?
It costs no
left?
movement to drop prone, yes. Because to get up, it costs no
I don't. I guess I'll take a look over there first. And does it look like any of those things have clocked me over there?
Let's find out.
We're in the middle of nowhere here. There's a lot of them.
7 of them.
Their master is dead.
Yeah.
I did roll a dirty 20 on my stealth.
Yeah, that was pre-firing.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's find out if
I don't know if we have the animal capabilities to adopt it.
Not me, baby.
Don't you want to try?
No.
only this closest one that isn't
Okay.
directly next to the griffin. It was working its way around to try and like bite at the griffin. It just heard something, and you can see it kind of.
I mean, I'm gonna drop prone. If
You're
I
gonna
see,
drop
I'm
prone?
gonna drop prone
Okay.
immediately.
Yep.
Does that give me at least some cover?
With those rocks there, yes.
Yeah.
So TC immediately drops prone. As you can't see, but you don't hear it kind of approaching you, so.
blood pumping in my ears from the sick ass shot I just made.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, that was,
Loading,
that was very
loading
cool.
the next
Wow.
crossbow bolt.
The only person who saw it was Kayt.
Was I able to? I was
It still happened.
I think Illien and Doxley were able to see.
Oh,
Good.
nice.
I want to
Peeking over the edge.
Yeah, I'm
That
clogging
makes
that
Alien. That was like damn.
Okay, who's next?
It's the griffin.
The griffin. Okay, the griffin is going to take a couple. It's going to attack the most hurt blink dog here
Nice.
with its multi-attack.
Good tactics. Good tactics.
Okay, it's going to hit with its claws this time, not the beak. So with the talon again, and max damage on that one.
Nice.
That one's gonna go down. So this one goes down. We'll just get that out of the way. Great. So with a big talon swipe, those claws just dig into the skin of the dog, and the dog loses consciousness, and the momentum of its claw just drags it off the edge of the cliff. So once again, the blink dog just goes like flying off into the gully there. Okay, it is also, you can, as Illien and Doxley are right here, you can sense the animal, the griffin, just like, it's afraid. I mean, this is a fearsome creature, but it's surrounded by all these creatures, and every time it attacks, it just, in panic mode, like vacates the area, even though maybe, maybe not the best tactics, it doesn't know that, and it's gonna pick up, and it's gonna move over this way,
Great.
and land. And that's gonna be 4 attacks of opportunity there. Shit. If the dogs all bite, 1, 2, 3 of those are gonna hit.
Shit.
Not too bad. Okay, a couple bites land.
We want this thing within we want this thing within a gnat's ass of death's door.
Oh, the griffin?
Yeah.
That's ass. Not TC's ass.
No,
Gnat's
a gnat's ass.
By the short hairs. Who is next?
Fucking me.
All right.
Right.
Yeah, it's Dox.
So now that the griffin is vacated, there's just 5 snarling blink dogs. Most of their attention's on the griffin at the moment.
Just gonna look at Illien. One long gaze, and then gonna.
All right,
Get
we're
up.
doing it. Let's do it.
So since I've been watching, which doggos have blinked? Like, have technically used their blink this turn. I've been watching.
These 4.
All 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic. Before I get in melee range, what the fuck am I? Why do I care? Before I get in melee range, I'm gonna move, what direction is that? Like, north, so I can get between the dogs and this fucking griffin. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're doing you. You're doing you.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. Yep. Okay, great.
Like
In
here?
melee range of that
Okay.
dog.
Yep.
And since he blinked, I'm gonna fucking both, like, pick up both
Yes.
fucking paws.
Spin 'em around.
Yeah, literally tried to, like,
What is it, like
stretch
Mario
ball.
64?
Yeah.
Bowser?
I'm gonna try to throw him like Bowser off of this goddamn.
You may
Okay.
attempt.
This is the
to
time.
test it.
Have the dogs noticed that their master is dead?
They haven't taken a turn yet since that happened. 13.
19.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was it.
Oh,
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
5d4.
Yeah,
How
same.
many is it?
5d6.
Oh, 5d6. Yeah. Duh. Oh,
Oh.
I'll honor it. Where is it? Where'd it go?
Is that the
It's right there.
6, 9, 11, 14.
14. I think that was the same as the
I think
last
it's the
one.
same.
Oh.
It does fall prone at the bottom there.
Okay, and then using that imposing figure that I just painted a beautiful picture for these other dogs. She's gonna get like real down low and just and try to scare the shit out of him.
Okay.
Nice.
Anything else? Any more movement? You now no longer have something in melee range of you.
Yeah. No, I think I'm gonna get a little away from the edge, just in case something comes and flurries me off. So just going a little bit forward,
like this way?
staying out of melee range. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm, still just up in their business.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Did you want to be within melee range of that closest one?
No.
Okay, great. Who's next?
After Doxley, it's Kayt.
All right, Kayt.
All right, Kate.
How
From
far
her
away
vantage
am I?
point on the tree here.
Do like a triple front flip.
I mean, you could quickly get. We'll say it only takes 10 feet of movement to get down from the tree, unless you want to jump and tuck and roll
Into the bushes?
which you definitely can.
And would that be 0?
If you make a successful acrobatics check.
Okay. Jump and tuck and roll into the bushes.
Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check. She looks down.
You just saw one
aims
of the
for the bushes.
inspiring things you've ever seen. in your life.
Yeah, I'm a little bit
Dog.
annoyed that TC did so well at that I need to jump and tuck and roll. 23.
23.
Gosh, have you rolled below a 20?
I do a triple tuck.
Lands in the bushes there. Okay. Where would you like to go?
And that costs 0 movement?
Yeah, you just
How
drop
far away
from
is
the
us?
tree.
Yeah.
TC is about 45 feet from you.
And how, I can go 45. Okay.
And you can dash also.
Uppies.
Okay, I'll run over to TC. I'll run. What did you say?
I'm prone. I said
He's
uppies.
doing like baby.
I'm a short king. I wanted uppies. I don't know.
Okay. Ew. I'm gonna run to TC.
She's gonna go way around TC. Yes, where would you like to go? You're going in that direction?
Yeah, I'm gonna run towards him and then
45 takes you
and
there.
then I can use a bonus, right? To
So you can use a key point to dash
Yeah.
as a bonus action, or you can just take an action to dash, but then you won't be able to attack if you use your action.
Oh, can I dash over to those bushes and hide?
Yes, as an
Nice.
action.
Yeah.
Sure. That would take your
Right.
action to dash here.
Yeah. The closest to the dogs.
Oh, like this one?
Yeah.
Sure, you can do that.
And then can I mask here?
Yeah, is that, it's taking the hide action, is that correct? It says you can take the hide action?
For masking of the wild.
Yeah.
It just says you can attempt to hide.
You can, yeah, so hiding is an action, so you can't do that because you
Gotcha.
dashed.
Okay.
Unless, if you wanted to have used a key point to dash, you could then hide.
No, it's okay.
Okay, great. So you're dashing to the bush,
Oh,
hunkering
just
down.
got ready by Dead Aussie Gamer. Welcome. Thank you so
welcome.
much. Hi.
Hope you guys enjoy the fight.
Dead Aussie Gamer.
Oh,
What did I
like
say?
DDoSing. I thought we were
no.
getting DDoSing.
Oh, we're-
DDoSing gamer.
We're getting DDoS. What's
Welcome,
up?
DDoSing gang.
Oh, shit.
Okay, great. Kayt is in the fray. Who's up next?
After Kayt, it's Morna.
All right, Morna. You watched a couple
Morna's
dogs go
gonna-
flying off the side of the cliff there.
Morna's gonna look up and go, "What are we doing?"
What are you doing?
Okay, I guess I'm going to kill these dogs down
Nice.
there with
Such
the
a good-
goblins.
Such a good team.
What would you like to do?
Okay,
Come on, boys.
I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
I'm gonna rage. And how far is the drop?
Oh, it's nothing to you.
20 feet.
Can I drop?
You can. Give me an acrobatics check to negate some of it, perhaps.
Okay, I'm gonna rage first.
Yep, that's fine.
Ooh, what?
Wow, what a
Oh,
fancy
yeah.
roll.
Are you rolling for rage?
I rolled a 19, so I'm
Excellent.
good.
And then
So
the
she's
acrobatics
And
check.
then my acrobatics could be bad. Oh my god, you guys suck.
Implication.
So that is it has to be acrobatics, it can't be athletics.
Yeah, because it's basically when you hit the ground, it's like rolling after hitting the ground.
Then that's gonna hurt. It's a 7.
7. Okay, it just means you don't negate some of the fall damage.
Okay.
But so you take.
I am
you
resistant.
take 6 bludgeoning, but you take half of it because
Okay,
of the rage.
nice.
So
All good.
But
you
she's
do-
good.
She's good.
you do get fall
This
prone,
time.
Okay.
but you can get up.
I'm gonna get up
Good.
and I'm gonna shut up. Oh my god. Literally shut up.
Okay.
All of you. Okay.
As you land, you get yourself up to your feet. You look over your shoulder, and a couple of those goblins
I'd be like, let's get him. And,
Morna and the
but like
Goblins.
sort of, you know, in a rage, so
Yep.
a little nuts. Let's get him. And then I'm gonna stab with Bill at this closest guy,
Great.
and I'm reckless attacking.
You actually don't even need to
Oh, 'cause he's-
because he's already prone.
He's
So
already
you
prone.
already have advantage on the
So I
attack.
won't reckless attack. Nat 20, let's go.
No.
Oh,
Let's go.
Roll that damage and double it.
wow.
Okay.
Stomp the dog into a dust.
So that's a 6
a dog a
plus
dust.
3.
And
So
double the
that-
die, not the modifier.
Oh, okay. So then that's 6.
Great.
Plus 3 is 6 plus 2 is it's 8. That's 8 damage.
More than enough damage. You take a
Aye,
blinding
aye.
swipe with Bill, and the slumping corpse of the blink dog falls off the side, and that guy is out of here.
Alright,
Nice. I don't think I can do anything
You
else.
have a little more movement. You used
I'll
half
run-
to get up out of prone, and another 5 to walk forward. So you've used 20 feet of
Great.
movement.
Then I will go as far as I can close to that dog.
Another 10 feet of movement there.
To sort of like let the goblins know I'm like
Yeah.
protecting them.
They saw the ferocity of your blow there.
Yeah. And that's my turn.
Okay, who's next?
Alright, after Morna, it's Blink Dog.
All right, finally the blink
Okay.
dogs here are gonna get their turn. Let's do the one here at the bottom.
Hold my
This
breath.
one's gonna hop up out of his prone and is gonna run towards Morna. Actually, I need to see if he can blink.
Oh fuck.
Okay. Okay, it's gonna make an attack on Morna here.
What if he blinks into you like A-Train?
Oh, that's what I'm worried about.
16 to hit.
Yeah,
That hits.
that hits.
Yeah.
You take. It's gonna be
I can't even
resistant.
imagine.
Take another six piercing, so
Okay,
reduced down
so
to 3.
Yeah, nice.
Great. And then we scroll back up to the top
Gosh,
where
I'm worried about you.
I got AC, we're fine.
Oh yeah, you got hella easy.
number of dogs charge toward Doxley.
Oh, they didn't get scared?
These guys are a little one-track
Went
minded.
straight up to a griffin.
Yeah, they've been.
That's true.
And this one, who wasn't quite up to the edge, he's sort of. And it's gonna take a charging leap toward Illien
my
here.
God, okay.
I need
Oh,
you to give me
hold on
a.
tight,
like-
buddy.
I need you to give me a contested athletics
Oh
check.
no!
This one.
Illien.
This
Shit.
one. Contest-
Oh!
14.
Oh,
Not gonna work.
Should have grabbed it.
I should have grabbed it. I was like, oh, no, don't. And then it was done. I had like a 9, I think. Yeah, 9.
It barrels into Illien, who puts up his hands, and the two of you go flying off the backside here.
Okay.
Oh my god.
This dog is suicidal. I'm like,
Stupid fucking dog.
I need you to give me an acrobatics check first to see if you can mitigate a little bit
my
of the
God.
damage.
this is a bad die.
Jail. Oh no.
That's a 6.
Okay.
Bruh. Oh my goodness. Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
god.
Rest in peace, Illien Tyrun.
I'm fine. I'm
He
fine.
was the best.
It's only like a bit.
How dare you? Do not speak this.
13 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
And that's not half your HP, is it?
No.
Okay, great. And both of you, the dog takes damage as well. He'll take the same.
I sure
that
hope
you
it
do.
do.
And both of you land prone here.
Morna turns around. Hey, Morna, what the fuck are you
Nice
doing?
to see you.
So you
So
decided
you,
to run
yeah,
with me.
You're about to like wind up an attack on the other dog, and you hear like a, and you turn back around, and you just watch sort of Illien collapse into a heap there on the ground behind you.
Damn it.
Wait.
Um,
The massive damage is it half my max or half my current?
half your max.
Oh, okay, that's
Yep. Okay, and then we have
That would
3.
be fucked up.
Yeah, that would
If
be
you were
great.
down to,
current
if you were
HP.
at even 15,
Yeah,
that would
like
be-
That's
most
what I
hits
anything
will
would
fuck
just
you.
fuck
Yeah.
panic.
Okay, and then 3 attacks against Doxley.
Oh no! Somebody got over to her.
Oh my god.
11 to hit.
Miss.
15 to
Miss.
hit, and 19 to hit was the highest one. And you take 5 piercing damage.
First damage of the campaign, folks.
First
Get the
damage
fuck out of here.
Wow.
Wow.
Take more.
How dare you?
I've taken 5 times.
Yeah, 'cause you're a little bitch.
Don't start with me. Don't fucking start. I won't get over from this morning.
Why that they're separated on opposite ends of the table?
This is
All right, the blink dogs are done.
Okay, after the blink dogs.
Well.
It's
it is
Illien.
All right, Illien.
I'm gonna let TC's short sword drop.
You can
And-
just toss it like on the ground beside
Yeah,
you.
and I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand.
You get to
Purposely
your
hold
feet.
it over the edge.
Oh, you look yourself up and down, and some of your armor's like dented in a couple places where it's like sort of pushing into your rib cage.
Okay, then I'm just gonna I'm gonna look at this freaking stupid dog, take my greatsword and just clobber that. Take it to clobber 10.
Beheaded.
You have advantage. It's prone.
Yes. Okay. That suck. Okay.
Here we go.
That's 17 as well.
That will hit.
Okay. So 2d6. Yeah, so 8, so 12 slashing.
Well, that'll do it. The sword comes down and then you drag the sword across the torso.
Oh my god.
And the goblins that are there with their pickaxes kind of and they retreat kind of back into the cave
I
there.
wish they had seen my head.
That would have been cool.
Okay.
I would have liked.
I have half movement still.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to, if I don't know how the action would work, but try to sheathe my greatsword and grab the short sword and sheathe that and just start working up the wall.
Okay. You toss you use the free action to sheathe. You might have to leave if you want to start climbing now, you need to leave TC's sword there, or you can wait till next turn and grab.
TC never said it was super important to me.
If I have to buy my sword off a goblin, I'm gonna
Oh shit.
Leave it. Leave it. Drama.
do what you need to do.
I want to see if a goblin picks it up.
It does not. I need to get back to Doxley, so I will drop it and I will. Go.
So yeah, you have 15 left, so you can go up 7.5 feet.
Oh, that's right. It's half.
No.
Oh my god, it's gonna take forever. Holy.
Irrelevant.
Okay, wait.
Samson.
How many feet are to get to the
It was a
top?
50-foot because that you took the 50-foot.
Yeah, it's not good.
That's not. This isn't feasible. Actually, can I take that turn back, or that movement back?
Yeah, the climbing.
Yeah, it's gonna take like 3.5 turns together.
He just starts attacking goblins.
I'm gonna head south toward that wall, the short, shallower wall.
Okay.
As far as I can, and then that's all I'll do.
Give me a perception check as you run in front of the cave here.
Crystals.
I
See
rolled
those
a nat
crystals?
20 when I dropped that. So
Oh, nice.
that's a dirty 20.
The dirty 20. Just as you're running by, immediately as you get close to the mouth of the cave, you see some like they clearly don't like you approaching it. But as soon as you look like you're starting to go past it, they kind of back off a little bit. They were immediately
Okay.
very defensive as you
Okay.
approach the mouth of the cave there.
Okay, cool.
I didn't want to go in there anyway. Shut up. Okay, who's next?
Okay.
After Illien, it's the troglodyte who's dead, and then
Rest
TC.
in
All right, TC.
I get up. Half my movement.
Wake up in the morning.
Don't like TC. How far away? If I go 15 feet towards this pack of dogs, am I within 30?
It doesn't look like it. No, not quite.
Bollocks. Am I an unseen attacker?
No. You're pretty out in the open. I mean, you get sneak attack anyway if it's one of those ones that's next to Doxley.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. I will bonus action dash.
Okay. How far
Kind of
forward would you like to go?
Just enough to get me within like 25-ish feet. So yeah, what's 10 feet gets me?
Yep, 25 there. Great.
And
Okay, go ahead and take a shot.
not advantaged. Boo. 16 to hit.
That will hit.
Huzzah.
Nice. Here we go.
Sneak attack, baby! Holy gods!
Yeah?
12, 13, 14, 16.
There we go.
No, wait. Did I just say? I'm sorry. 12, 13, 14 plus 4 is 18.
Nice.
18 damage.
That's a monster.
There we go.
In the which
The
I think it was.
rearmost.
I think it was this
Or
one. That was
leftmost, yeah.
Great. Okay.
Excellent.
Excellent shot. Anything else? You have a little bit of movement.
I have a little bit of movement. Do I get a little bit more cover if I go to the kind of southeast behind those rocks right there?
Yes.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I'll just kind of crouch down there.
Yeah, sure.
For whatever's next.
Okay.
Loading up.
Okay.
After TC, it's the Griffin.
All right, the Griffin. A round has gone by without the Griffin sort of getting gnashed at by these blink dogs, and you can see it's kind of in a state of confusion. As you're looking over to it, it kind of, you can see its head sort of moving on a swivel there as it's sort of trying to take stock of the situation there. And what it's gonna do,
Check on the
it
trog.
lands next to the troglodyte, and with its beak,
Yeah.
it's like tearing pieces of the troglodyte off. You can see the
dinner.
sort of burlap cape that it had kind of goes flying, and sort of limbs of the troglodyte are getting torn off here and there.
Oh, I want to get my bone back.
And then it turns kind of back toward the action here, and just kind of gives a look,
We're your friend.
Don't let me off this one.
and it's gonna stop there for this turn. Who's next?
It's Doxley.
All right,
So
Doxley.
how many fucking things do I have on me now? 3? Okay.
Leftmost one got hit by TC.
Yeah, this one is clearly very wounded. That one.
He's got a bolt coming out of its anus.
Oh God.
Jesus.
Jeez. We are very focused on houses tonight. All right, so Doxley's got one of her javelins out, and she's just gonna go for like an over the head, right onto the skull, just jam it into that fucking dog. Oh my God, this is my first actual roll to hit. What is my modifier even? I'm gonna fucking kill someone that's not a dog. 7 to hit.
That is not gonna hit.
Wow.
No.
Dodges out of the way.
Hey guys,
Tough.
relax. And I'm only level 3, so I can't do anything else.
Okay.
Staying
there.
Really thinking.
Oh,
so hard.
yeah. So like, as she's she's so distracted because she just watched her brother fall off this fucking cliff, and she's just gonna scream, "Illien!"
You can hear it.
Fine! Ah!
Respond quicker next time.
There's a delay for the echo!
I fell really far.
All right, that's my fucking turn.
Who's next?
After
Okay.
Doxley, it's Kayt.
Okay, how far
Alright,
away am I
Kayt.
from those dogs?
I think you are within striking distance. Yeah,
Hey,
30, 35 feet.
Get
Okay.
in there, groove.
I'll run up in there.
Coming
Right up in there. And then remind, how many key points do I have?
in. It should be in your binder. It's like
So I think it's your level.
it's those blue ones. Those are key points.
1, 2,
Oh,
3.
Yeah.
okay, so I have 3. Okay, well I'm gonna take an attack action with
Okay.
my Talon.
Okay, great.
So, unarmed. Just regular ass slashing
Great.
to one of those.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Okay.
Are you doing the one that one of them has TC's bolt in its hindquarters? Is
Yeah,
that
let's
one
go
you're
with that one. Let's go with that one.
Go
okay,
ahead.
so
Or
Moderating.
it's her
just,
single.
that's just
Oh.
4. Wait.
No, so first roll to attack.
Yeah, the d20 to attack, and add the modifier.
8.
That's gonna miss.
What's
So
up
it,
with this
it
dog?
hears you coming, and it looks back and just ducks out of the way.
Okay, but can I spend a key point to now flurry of blows?
And indeed.
Okay, and so then now I did to do this again.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, you're gonna do it twice
Twice.
more. And the claw is an unarmed strike, so you can still with the claw.
Awesome.
That's fucking
Wow.
cool.
17 and 18.
Okay, both of those
Plus.
are gonna hit.
Plus
Yeah. Plus
math,
each.
23 and 24.
Actually, so we're gonna do roll the damage for one first, because you might
Yeah.
kill this one
Oh,
with the
nice.
first attack. So go and roll damage for the claw, which should be on your sheet there. Yeah.
That's a D6.
It's
It's okay. It's alright. Do
We're
4.
not
You're doing great. You're doing great.
How to count?
So 2 plus.
4, 6.
6 damage. That is enough to kill that one.
Nice.
There we
So
go.
you
Okay.
jab the claw in and then pull it back out. It's now kind of covered in blood, and now you can make the second attack against
Okay.
the other one, which you already know it hits. So go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay, this one again. I'm gonna add 4.
Nice.
It's also 6.
Another-
Wait, yeah, 6.
6 more damage.
Nice.
Great.
Nice.
And are you choosing to activate the poison inside the claw?
My fist is up in this dog right now.
I mean, you just pierce the skin of the dog there.
Yes.
Fucking do it, girl.
Okay, just the regular one though.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Your thumb kind of just goes up and touches this little sort of lever, and you watch as this sort of green
man.
injected poison goes in, and you hear
Finally.
As the dog reacts, go ahead and roll damage for the poison.
Do I see that shit?
What is that?
Yes, you definitely.
Is that just a regular rending talent damage?
No. Go to your like items. There should be basic poison. I think it's just another 1d4 poison damage, if I'm not mistaken.
Must a creature hit
DC 10.
DC 10 Constitution
Oh, it has to
saving
make a
throw,
con save, yeah.
or take 1d4 poison.
Yep. Okay, so it makes a con save. That's a 4, so it's gonna take the damage. So 1d4 extra poison damage.
1.
Okay, so 1 extra poison damage.
It was really cool though.
It was pretty cool.
So when you pull the claw out, there's a mixture of kind of blood and this kind of steaming acidic substance.
Use it.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it now poisoned? Or
No, this just takes poison damage.
just takes the damage. Okay. Nice.
Cool.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna like shake out my claw a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, who's next?
Morna.
All right, Morna.
Cool. I'm gonna.
Oh, you still got a dog.
Reckless attack this dog.
Great.
Can I pet that dog?
Can I pet that dog?
That dog.
Oh, nat 20. Let's
Oh,
go.
nat 20.
Go ahead
Oh my gosh.
and roll the damage.
Wait, did you nat 20 the last one
I
too?
did.
You're eviscerating these dogs.
It's either a nat 1 or a nat 20 for me.
Morna's just walking along this cliff, like punts one dog.
Yeah, fuck yeah, that's
There are no in-betweens with me. It's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna hit him with
I'm very good.
with Bill first.
I think it might be impossible if you not to kill it.
that's a 4.
4 total on that one.
Plus 2 is
So it's 6.
You did not kill it.
Oh my god.
But you can still do the second
I'm
attack.
gonna do barb.
Yep.
But I don't get reckless attack.
You
since
do. You get reckless attack for the whole turn. As long as it's a strength-based melee attack.
It sure is. Okay,
That was a 1.
so that's 19 plus 4, 20.
Will hit.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I think it is impossible for you
Okay,
not to kill
Great.
it.
So then.
Go ahead.
Wow. I did it again. I did it 1 again. Plus 2 is 3. Plus 2 more for my rage is
Saying a lot of numbers.
Piercing damage.
piercing damage.
Great. So after Bill comes down, you pull that out, and then with Barb, stab the dog, and it goes limp, and then you pull it back out there. One is gone.
Well played.
Cool. So I
Okay.
guess I'm gonna just start climbing.
Okay.
I'm gonna yell back to Illien, "Are we climbing?"
I'm going this way.
I'm just going right up.
Right.
So as far as I can get.
15
Yeah.
feet. There. Okay.
Cool.
Sort of with Bill, you pick.
Yeah. Awesome. Blink dogs.
All right, blink dogs. The remaining blink dogs here. One's gonna turn towards Kayt here because you just stabbed it with a poisonous claw.
Dang.
Don't forget the bonus to your AC because you did make an unarmed strike. And one's gonna attack Doxley here. Doxley.
Yes?
Natural 20 on the doggo there.
Oh no.
8 piercing damage.
Oh my god, are you?
And
Was that massive damage for you?
Up, you dumb bitch.
Wow! Wow!
And then that is a 17 to hit. Okay,
Does not hit.
does not hit. Great.
Ha!
Expertly
Little
you
bitch
use your
dog.
claws to kind of push it back out of the way there. And I think those are the only 2 remaining ones. Okay, that takes us to the next person.
Illien.
All right, Illien.
Okay.
Yes.
If I start climbing the wall that leads up to like that shorter plateau, how far up is that?
Like up here?
Zoom out a little bit more for me. Yeah, like over that way. Yeah.
It's like 30 feet up.
Okay, so I'm
You
going
could-
to dash and get all the way up
Yeah,
that.
great. I can get up here with that 30.
And walking up that, is that also counted as climbing?
No, it's just sort of a sloped terrain.
I'm gonna action surge.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna run another 30.
Okay.
And be like, immediately look for Doc. See if she's still up. Like, alright, I don't know, I was worried. This is fine. We're fine.
You just not that long ago, you watched Illien like go flying off the side, and now up above the rocks, you watch him like emerge. Immediately, like look around to see what's going on up here.
And that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay, who's up next?
Troglodyte's dead. TC.
TC.
Thank you.
All right. Still 30. What's this griffin doing now? It's just watching.
Yeah, so it's after you, right? Yeah. So last turn it came over and ripped that's the turn where it ripped the troglodyte apart, and now it kind of turned towards the blink dogs and Doxley there and Kayt.
Don't.
I'm gonna shoot at one of the dogs.
Okay.
If it's within 30, right? Still.
You meant a little bit. Let's go. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. Close one, definitely.
Shoot one off at that closer one. Oh wow. A lot of 2s today. 8 to hit.
That's gonna miss.
Is that a sneak attack?
Doesn't matter. It's not advantage.
Yeah,
Oh,
he has
I
to be
got it.
hidden to get an unseen
But if
attack.
but if somebody's next to it, I get the extra damage. It's not the advantage.
Right.
Yeah.
A little upward angle, sort of throwing off your trajectory.
Whoa, that's cinematic.
I love the cloudy.
My next action is going to be
So cool.
to run. I'm gonna wave my arms and run west.
Okay. Like waving it towards the griffin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Do you want to go down? You want to stay up on the ridge line?
Kind of go down.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 30 feet there, so waving your arms. Give me a performance check.
How well can you wave your arms? Oh,
That's another 2.
As you're waving your
Arms
arms,
is 5.
it doesn't even notice you at all. Like, it's so focused on that. Like, you're
Okay.
waving your arms over here, and it's flapping its wings, so it doesn't even see you as it's sort of...
All right. If I've taken my full movement,
You know?
notice that didn't work. Bonus action, cutting action to run back
Back where you were?
shit.
to where I was. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I
Try again next time.
I tried. And to come back.
Okay.
Just keep an eye on these fools.
Okay, who's next?
Griffin.
Okay, the griffin turns its attention, and you see it. It was slowly flapping, and it starts to...
Uh-oh.
harder and harder, and it looks like it has its attention very much on the blink dog, but you guys are right next, and it gives one big like clapping gust of air. I need both of you to give me a strength saving.
Come on, guys, roll
Oh,
big.
no. Not good for me.
On.
And the dog will do it as well, of course.
11.
11.
22.
22. This gust of air goes blasting through, and both Kayt and this blink dog go flying towards the cliff's edge.
What I get for trying to help.
Give me an acrobatics check as you try and grab the edge
Oh,
here.
God. Here we
You're
go.
good at
That's you, that's you,
acrobatics.
that's you.
17.
17.
There we
Okay.
go.
You and the blink dog both go flying off the edge, and you're not able to grab the first sort of cliff, but you only fall a little bit of the ways down, and then you catch yourself on the side of the cliff there.
Bouldering.
You're only going to take a little bit of bludgeoning damage.
Dude, that's like Brewmaker.
You take
Yeah, I was gonna grab the
5
same.
bludgeoning
I was
damage.
thinking the
The
same
bludgeoning
thing.
damage is really just from when you grab the cliff. It's like the pulling your arm out of the
Oh,
socket.
yeah, that.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel that. I feel that in my bones.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
this one is gonna, as Morna is climbing, you watch the blink dog go down and then land on the ground below you there.
Yeah, is it dead?
It, I believe, if I, depends on the roll here.
Oh.
But it might be because that one was the one that Kayt did hit. As soon as it hits the ground,
She's gonna be like,
there.
good, because she didn't want to climb down.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'll try to go get it again.
You're gonna be buying it off these goblins. You
I-
realize that, right?
Okay,
I'll
and then
will
this
threaten
one
you.
is going to just sort of flee in a sort of toward its nest, in a nestward direction.
In a nestward direction. Adorable.
Okay, who's next?
Doxley.
All right, this is the last blink dog here next to you. Finish.
Fucking die! And I'm gonna attack it.
Go ahead.
Oh my god! Oh my
It's
god!
an 11 to hit.
That will miss.
Thank you, brother. Your optimism is noted.
Jordan.
Oh my god! Why
Don't you make me get up out of this.
Let's
tonight.
play
Don't
nice.
fucking do it. That's
Sorry, did I speak out loud?
I fucking hate you. That's literally all I can fucking do. I have nothing. Oh, fine. That's it.
All right, who's next?
Oh, fucking
Kayt.
Kayt.
All right.
Okay, I gotta get back up there.
Okay, you can climb. So that's 20. That took 40 feet to get back up to the edge there. 40 feet of movement.
Okay,
How much movement do you have?
5.
45.
Left.
You can take another 5, and you're within range of the blink dog.
All right, let's slash that mofo
Okay.
with my Talon.
Go ahead and make an attack.
This, and that's just this, right? Yeah. 17.
Plus whatever the
Whoa.
modifier is on your weapon.
Oh, 23.
That will hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
This one, this one, this one.
Pyramid.
4.
Plus.
8.
You hate adding your modifiers, I know. Okay, 8, great. One more. It's facing Doxley, and you just go over the top and stab it in the back there. Not quite dead, but it's already kind of woozy and limping, and you can see the blood sort of pouring out.
So good.
We're so good.
None of us even went down.
Spend
We're
a
just
key
killing
point
it.
to murder this thing.
You can either spend a key point for 2, or monks can do just 1 as a bonus action attack for free.
Okay, bonus free
Great.
attack.
And you
Bonus
can do your
action.
unarmed strike, which is your claw.
My claw.
Yep.
Do it again. So to run.
Yep,
D20.
same thing.
Okay. So cool.
It's hard to read that die.
I know. Yeah. It's 21.
That will hit, definitely.
Shield.
Okay.
Oh.
10.
10. Is that
Wait,
possible?
sorry. 8. 8. 8. Please, I can't.
You got it.
I was like, ooh.
I know.
It's been a long week.
I know.
But with that,
Nice.
would you please describe to us the way in which you fell the final blink dog here? I have to make sure I do
You want me
this
to do it for
correctly.
you?
Oh, do you have it on your?
No,
Oh.
I have to get up.
No, I think I know.
You've got it. I believe in you. Wait.
I'm conjuring it.
Hit.
I don't want to do that. I feel so
Hit
bad.
This?
It's just a
Hit it.
dog.
Okay.
It's not a dog. It's a
No.
monster.
No,
It was a
that's not
cute
what you,
little
no.
dog.
This.
Hold on. Nope. Stop.
This is so exciting.
Oh,
I'm
God.
on the edge
No,
of my
here we
seat.
go.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, let's conjure it.
It's just a
We're
little
conjuring, we're
doggo.
conjuring.
Oh, that is what I did. Okay. Okay, and there we go.
Oh.
Yo, there's Morna's Kayt's little whip
With
animation.
the whip going. Oh my
Oh,
gosh, that's
what?
Describe.
cool.
Okay. So I had first I had clawed it through the back, and I'm just gonna take my talon and stick it down through the back, and like I'm picking it up with a fork, and just dive that talon all the way down, and then just like close my fist, and then rip out some kind of intestine from the torso, and then maybe it's like the large intestine, and I'm like, oh, it's just like my whip, and then I'm gonna fling it over the side of the cliff. Oh, it's just like my whip.
Off the side,
It's born on the
the
way down.
final bit of
Oh wow.
gore, and the final dog is felled. Now, as that happens,
Yes.
you find yourselves now here up on the top, and Morna's still climbing up. But you find yourself here up on the top, now sort of not facing off against, but very much sort of waiting to see what the griffin does, as it continues to kind of slowly back up, its wings just very slowly moving up and down.
I'm like genuflecting.
Sure.
Like my arms out to the side.
And what it does is it kind of tilts its head, and it's looking at both in Doxley and Kayt's direction. You were the last two that were sort of facing off against the blink dogs there. And it sort of...
Perhaps put down your weapons.
Yeah, I'm gonna like take a really low bow.
And it puts its wings down, sort of folds them behind its back there. Takes a couple steps forward. A couple more steps forward. It's now kind of up to like maybe within 10 feet of you guys.
I'm gonna breathe really slowly.
I drop my eyes.
Both of you can make animal handling checks.
No way. What? That's so cool.
I want to ride the current. That was a bad roll, but it's a 10.
7.
And
Oh my god, you guys.
starts to fly up into the air. Sort of gives one look back down at all the carnage, all the corpses of the blink dogs, the troglodyte that it ripped apart, and then it glides off across the gully to the other side and starts to slow.
You could have had a friend.
Wow. Illien, are you there?
Morna.
I'm here. I need to go get TC's sword. I'll be back.
What?
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna head back the way I came.
Okay.
I try to grab this.
You get down there, and the goblins that were sort of at the mouth of the thing, one of them is like in the process of bending over.
Hey! Not yours. All right? It's okay, but it's mine. So I'm going to walk toward it, like not even carefully. I'm sorry, but this is not yours and it's mine. But good work on whatever you did down here. It was great.
I can
Make a persuasion check.
I'm starting to head down there.
Okay, sure.
12. Wait. Persuasion? Yeah, 12.
12.
Sorry, take side. You dropped an Arctic side.
No. Sorry.
You dropped your weapon, Arctic side.
Yes. Yes, I did, but we were fighting dogs. We were trying to keep you safe.
You're not trying to keep us safe.
Why do you not believe that? Did anyone get hurt? You didn't get hurt. We stood in front of the dogs for you.
Take your sword and go.
I certainly will. Thank you for your business. Have a great day, sir.
Stay away from the cave.
I will stay away from your camp. Have a good day. I'm gonna grab the sword.
They like watch you walk very close to them. They like watch you with very careful eyes. You bend down, pick up the sword, and he has like one of those modified pickaxes in his hand.
As I pass back, I want to head back like the short route. Do certain bones mean something to you, goblins?
Are you talking about bones?
We found a shoddy-looking bone thing in a bag, and we had goblin tracks near it. And I'm just wondering if that means something to you.
Show me bone.
Well, I gave you this information. How can I trust you? What if it's for a different goblin camp? I don't know.
You're the one who said you had bone.
I do, but can you
Show me
trust
bone.
me? Wait here.
They do. They don't move. They don't follow you.
I'm gonna go up.
At this point, TC has worked his way part of the way down, so you meet Illien kind of halfway there, and he has your sword.
I have your sword.
What the hell is going on down here?
I was talking to the goblins. I thought maybe we could get an insight on the bone that was in the satchel if we showed it to them.
TC peers over the side, and there's goblins like looking up at you from underneath.
You told him we have the bone.
I did. It was originally from the goblins. It's not something we should hide from them.
That is something you take to the camp and the leader. You don't just pass it off to some underling.
I never said I'd pass it off. Just saying if it meant something to them and they wanted to see it.
Yeah, and now they're gonna hunt you down looking for it, maybe.
They can try.
Do you know how many goblins there are out here? How many goblins there are in around Brunkhollow?
I don't, but I saw
No,
how you could fire that bow.
Don't.
Flattery.
You may have just put a target on all of our backs.
I'm sorry, TC. I just want to get some information is all. But
Tell
I see
them we don't have it anymore. We've stowed it away somewhere.
that doesn't feel right. What is the harm in showing a bone?
What if this is some sacred piece of their
Then
goblin
we should
god?
show it to them because that's important to them.
And the fact that we've sullied it with our dirty human hands and we'll die for it.
We don't have to tell them that part, that we touched it or anything, just so we saw the back. Look, TC,
Young man.
if you very much believe that this is a terrible idea, and we will show it to the goblins in camp, I will listen to you. But I feel like there's no harm in getting a little bit of information from the goblins.
No harm. I think you're wrong about that. But they already know about it. If you're so keen on getting info right now, let's try it.
Okay. I wait a long moment, and then I head up first to Doxley.
Do you mind if I have that sword back now? If you're gonna leave it places?
Thank you for letting me use it. It came in handy. I go check on Doxley.
Yeah, but right before we get there, what were you guys doing while they were chatting down there?
Okay, I'm just my right hand and Talon are like covered in guts.
Yeah, like
And-
all the way down to the elbow.
And so I'm just trying to like kind of wipe all of it off on my poncho. It's disgusting.
As Kayt's doing that, since we ended the fight like right next to each other, Doxley will clock her and be like, "Don't understand why you don't want to do security. You're pretty good at it." And then, like, nothing even happened or interrupted her day. She's just gonna get right back to looking at the gully.
Morna's
out.
gonna, when she finally gets up there, sort of breathe, drop to her ground. She's gonna do her thing, touch her forehead, her eyes, her mouth, her heart 3 times. And she's also just gonna breathe and real chill and just go back to her day.
The spot where you were lying there by the cliff's edge is where one of the blink dogs died. You kind of walk over and you pull it out of the way, and then back there you go. All right, then you guys come back up.
Doc, you okay?
I'm good, brother. Are you all right? I saw you fall.
Yeah,
Oh, you are. Yes. It was a long fall.
it was. I'll probably get my armor looked at. Kayt, do you have that bag with a bone in it?
Why?
Illien here has volunteered the information about what we have to the goblins downstairs.
As we have this discussion, do you mind making yourselves smaller? As we are still on a mission?
Get on my stomach and look towards Kayt and TC.
We're all in a line, lying down on our stomachs, counting down
I'm
looking
gonna
at
like,
me.
like just flop down and like cross my legs and sit.
If you're sitting and you're not right next to the edge, like someone down below would not be able to see you.
Sort of looking over my shoulder to see what's happening.
What exactly did you tell them?
That we found a bone near a goblin. I didn't tell them about the body. And asked if bones in bags by goblins means anything to them, and they want to see the bone.
They're probably gonna want their money back.
Well, we assume that all the goblins that are out here, they are underneath Mr. Honk, is it?
Hank.
I have no idea if that's how it works.
I would rather avoid any kind of bureaucracy back at the main settlement, so I wouldn't mind trying to get some information out of these folks.
About it.
Yeah, I mean, if they want it back, what am I... I don't know, I don't have any use for it. If it's important to them, I'd rather that they have it. I'm more curious about what it is in the first place.
Well, let's just go show it to them, see what they say. Not necessarily give it to them. Maybe we can say we'll bring it to Mr. Honk, and if it is important to them.
And once
well, let's
they
just see what
set their
say.
eyes on it, if they say that we can't leave there without it.
They can have it.
Is there something that you know about it, TC, that...
No, I'm saying that you're just gonna hand it over to them.
First, let's just see what they say, and we can go from there.
All right. Everybody give me a perception check.
Oh, thank you.
14.
Swear to God.
Natural 1.
Ooh.
9.
19.
16.
Okay. The two of you, as you're speaking, you just see over like on the western side, that's the easier climb. As you've been talking, you see. It seemed like a couple maybe followed you up just to see what might be going on up here. So you see a couple tops of goblin faces kind of emerge from the side there.
Do I see one that looks familiar, like the one?
Oh yeah, the one you were talking to is one of the two. Yeah.
I'm gonna motion to Kayt if you want to come with me. And
I'd like to accompany you as well, if you don't mind.
certainly.
As we're walking over there, I'm just gonna kind of whisper to both of them, I would rather not make enemies out of an entire community.
So would I, but it might be too late.
As they walk away, stay small.
I say to the goblin that looks familiar, do you mind coming up here and staying low for us? We're in the middle of something, but we'd like to talk
Trying to
to you.
mail something too.
Are you not okay with coming all the way up? So we can show you this? Motion to Kayt.
Do you show them the satchel?
No.
Okay.
Where is it?
Where is it?
It's on the other bone. Where is it?
Well, I
Do you
can't-
work for Mr. Honk?
No.
Do you work for yourselves?
Yeah. Independent operation.
How many independent operations are out here?
Some.
I don't know a lot about your culture. What do bones mean to y'all?
No. I mean nothing. Just want a bone back. Sorry.
Do I think that's a lie?
Make an insight check.
How do you know without having seen it that it's yours?
It's an 8.
It's hard to tell.
Described it in a satchel. Sounds like it's Max Lab.
Sounds like it's whom's?
Sounds like it's Max Lab.
Max.
Sounds like it's Max Lab.
Max Slaps.
Jesus Christ.
Did Max?
He had the satchel, we sent him with it.
This is a goblin.
Yeah,
The bone belongs to a goblin as in it came from a goblin? Or
No,
it
he's
is the
carrying it.
possession of
Where
a
did?
goblin?
Where were you sending Mr. Slaps off onto?
He's going back to town.
For what?
Take the bone back.
To where?
Take the bone back.
To Mr. Honk?
No.
To who?
No one.
To sell?
Independent.
Is it cost?
No.
Hmm.
Do you have the satchel?
We found Mr. Slaps torn apart by two-headed snakes. So there is no message getting anywhere.
We'll send someone else.
Do you need the bone?
Sort of comes up a little bit.
And you need a bone to do that.
Bone to do what?
To send a message.
Bones are their money.
You're not here, bitch.
Nah. Trying to take the bone back to
The
town.
bone is the message.
Yeah.
Listen, we're not interested in continuing this. If you can't get up here and we can show it to you, we're not just gonna hand it over.
We could deliver the message for you.
Gets up pulls himself up so now you can kind of see him there. He's sort of a sturdy little goblin. I mean, they're smaller, but he's muscular. Seems like sort of an outdoor working type. He has some very basic kind of hide armor that's been reinforced in a couple places. And you couldn't see it because he was kind of on the lip, but he was holding behind his back one of those pickaxes.
Yeah.
And now that he kind of gets up, he has it kind of by his side. One of those like, they don't look like great weapons, but you know, a little serrated pickaxe that he has there. He kind of tries to stand up as tall as he possibly can.
I'm gonna shake out my bloody ass Talon and kind of flick a little bit of stuff on the ground.
What's your name?
Name's Clark Bark.
Clark Bark? You the runner of your own independent operation out here, Mr. Bark?
Is it my dig yet?
What kind of oh, this dig.
What say you to us delivering this bone message?
He said we could have the bone.
He said
I said
we
I'd
could
show
it
it.
to you.
Show it to him then.
It sounds like you know exactly what it is. Describe what you think it looks like.
No. You said you have that? I want to see it.
So the bones aren't your money, but the bones are your messages?
No. Show me the bone.
Oh my god.
Sending the bone back to town for someone to look at.
Someone to look at.
What someone?
Someone in the goblin camp. Who might know more about bones than me.
So you found this bone.
We found it at the dig site.
What do you think it may belong to?
I don't know. That's why we sent it back.
You think it's worth something? Money?
No.
Spiritual power? Properties?
No.
What's it worth?
I don't know.
I guess we'll just take it back ourselves.
He said I could see it.
I did say he could see it.
I'm gonna slowly reach underneath
As soon
my
as you like
poncho.
pull the poncho aside, the
Yeah.
satchel's there, and immediately he doesn't like reach for it, but you can see recognition wash over it. Like the satchel looks like he recognizes the satchel when he sees it there.
I'm gonna lift it up and hold it.
That's Max Labs.
I can promise you that they'll know exactly where it came from. Where does it need to go?
Need to go to goblin camp.
To Mr. Honk or to someone else?
No. Not Honk.
Who?
Take the Sloan Ding.
Sloan Ding?
Sloan Ding, yeah.
Sloan Ding. From Mr. Bark.
That's right.
Clark, you have my word. It would be actually, I'd be happy to help you. I told you you could see it. You've seen it. I'm a person of my word.
You won't
We'll
have
bring
to,
it back.
You won't have to lose any more of your people.
My
sending them out into
condolences
the-
about Mr. Slaps.
Make a persuasion check.
12.
Okay. We leave you alone. Won't come back for it. Won't come back for it later. Not gonna come back for it.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Skitters down the rock face there.
So
I'm
even
gonna
though
tie it back on my
Dox
belt.
and I weren't involved in that.
You could hear that
We
conversation.
could hear
yeah,
it.
there was a decent distance between them, so they were not shouting, but speaking
Okay.
at a volume.
Okay. Do we? So I can't tell if that guy was telling the truth that he won't come back for it.
Give me an insight check.
TC, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put anything on your back.
Ooh. An 8.
Yeah, difficult to tell. It seemed like he was a little lost in thought as he was turning away, like his gears were turning, but you didn't necessarily sense dishonesty, but you also weren't able to sort of tell what his intention was necessarily.
While that conversation's happening and Morna and I are actually doing our jobs. Doxley will like sit there picking at her nails, looking out over the gully, and to Morna she'll say, "Let me give you a word of advice. If you're ever on the other side of an argument with Illien, just give up. You can't win. He's too good away and sincere. You just look at his stupid little eyes and it's just... you lose every time."
I had a brother like that,
I see.
so I understand.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
A couple minutes go by, and Morna hears something as she's crouched there by the side of the cliff. You hear a little sounds of some rocks. And then you see a little green hand kind of come up, and it's just off to your left. And you're the only one who sees it at first. You see a little hand come up, and a second one, and then head comes up, and it looks like the exact same one they were just talking to. Like he went down and around, and it came up the other side. And he looks to you.
Hi.
Hello.
You bring the bone down.
I'm sorry.
You bring the bone down. I'll show you what's in the dig site.
All right.
See you down there.
Disappears.
Oh.
Doxley, can you take the whistle from me?
Yeah, you alright?
I just need a break. And I'm gonna sort of step back and
Sure.
I'll go over to Kayt, and I'll... Nobody else saw that, right?
No.
Okay.
You had a decent distance between you and Doxley, so you were kind of like shout, like sort of talking to each other.
Yeah.
So when he emerged, you only heard it because he was so close to you. Like when goblins want to be quiet, they could be
They can be quiet.
very quiet. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm back lying on my stomach, lying
Okay.
on top of the bone satchel,
Sure.
poking into my stomach.
I'm gonna sort of scoot over next to Kayt.
Hey.
Hey, tried to run, didn't work.
Yeah, me too.
Can I look at those bones? I didn't really get a good look at them, and I just want to take a look.
You're
and see
being
if I recognize
oddly curious right now.
it. I just want to know.
For why?
I would like to take another look and see if I can identify it.
Do you have some kind of past history with bones and things?
I honestly no, but I grew up in a city, and my father was friends with a sort of zoologist of sorts.
Okay.
I will roll over onto my side and unhook the satchel and hold on to it firmly and just kind of open it up.
Can I have it with you?
What did you say?
Can I level with you?
I'm gonna wait, are we on the can I pretend that we're on the end of like we're all in a line and we're on the end and I'm gonna be like
I don't think TC and Illien were like lying down on the edge.
oh
Yeah.
I'm gonna like inchworm
They're not
close.
Yeah, maybe you guys went to check the corpses of the dogs.
I'm gonna inchworm myself a little bit farther away and be like
Kayt, I have no skill at deception or anything like that.
Yeah, I can kind of tell.
Yeah, totally. The goblin said he'd show me what was at the dig site if I brought him down the bones.
Is this a rock thing? Do you really need to see those rocks?
I'm curious about the rocks, yeah.
Just because of your career, or is there like?
No, I have a natural curiosity about the rocks, but I thought I could report back what was at the dig site. People seem curious about it.
To Mr. Bison's folks?
No, to you guys. I don't care about bison.
I'm kind of curious what's going on, though. I kind of want to. Can I level with you?
Please, I think that's what we're doing.
I want to take the bones back to the goblin camp.
I'll bring the bones back to you, or I'll try at least.
Okay, but we don't know how many of the goblins are down there in that dig site. What if there's like hundreds of them?
I'm not particularly worried about getting attacked by goblins.
No, but I want to keep the bones. I'll go down with you.
Okay, all right, we'll go down together. We need some excuse, I suppose. I'm not sure the others will want to go. Let us go by ourselves.
I really feel like the only person who will mind is TC.
I think it would be more inconspicuous if I just took the satchel and went down.
Girl, I don't know if I trust you. Sometimes you get in a little weird state, and you're just a little bit out of it. How do I know you're gonna keep a hold of the bones?
I understand.
I feel like you need a babysitter in a respectful, adult way.
I do not need a babysitter this morning. But I give you my word that I will bring you back the bones.
Can I come with you?
No, just me. And go.
Why?
Because he asked me, and he doesn't trust you. Because you wouldn't show him the satchel to begin with.
Yeah, because I want to take.
Why do you know something? Can I figure out if she knows something about the bones that I don't?
Give me an insight check.
Jesus. And that one.
Oh.
You cannot.
Morna's just confused.
You can't tell. She seems attached to them, but in terms of like, you don't sense that she seems to be leaving out information that she knows.
I give you my word.
What is the Brunkhollow equivalent of rock, paper, scissors?
It exists. What is the Boulder Shears parchment?
Yeah.
Is that what the
Boulder Shears parchment.
Oh,
That's 2 out of 3.
Jesus.
I win, we both go down together. You win, you go alone.
Okay, fine. Yeah, okay.
Shoot on 3.
Can't be like
1, 2, 3.
Parchment.
Shoot. I was always gonna go wrong.
I know.
Oh no.
1K. Best 2 out of 3.
Okay.
Shoot on 3.
1,
Boulder,
3,
shoot.
Oh Jesus.
Shoot.
Down.
All right. One more time.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Shoot.
Oh my god.
Have to honor it.
On my honor, and she reaches out her hands and she's like, on my honor, I will bring it back to you. And like with every bit of sincerity, she's like, I will bring it back.
I like you, but I don't trust you. And I'm just gonna untie the satchel. But fair is fair.
Perhaps I will earn your trust.
Yeah, I sure hope so.
I'm gonna sort of hide it in my pocket and sort of as quickly as I can sort of go back down that long way on the mountain.
Do we see her leaving?
As soon as she's leaving, yeah. I mean, as far as you could tell, it seemed like they were having a quiet, intense conversation. You couldn't discern what it was, but yes, now you see Morna.
So, I guess we're not staying low anymore?
Sorry?
I guess we're not staying low anymore. Where's Morna going?
I don't know.
I lost a game of Boulder Shears parchment.
And so
And it
what?
is potentially very disastrous. But rules are rules.
I'm sorry, I'm I'm a little confused. She taking a victory lap?
Some people are very passionate about stone, and you can't stop someone from pursuing the
Stone.
gift of knowledge.
So she's gonna go look at some stones.
Yeah, she's gonna go. I gave her the bones, and she's gonna go talk to the goblin.
You
and
what?
get it. I'm sorry. I didn't have a choice. I lost the game.
Kayt, just call us over so we can talk about it with Morna, hopefully.
And as that incredulity is happening, you pivot around and you're working your way down there. And as you're getting closer to the entrance of the cave, you watch that same goblin sort of stick his head.
I took you so long.
No. It doesn't matter. I'm here.
You got any bones? Open your satchel.
She'll roll her eyes. She doesn't really trust goblins, so she's like, here you go.
Here's into the satchel.
She's gonna put it back in her pocket.
Independent dig. Same as anyone else. Goblins allowed to dig. Own a claim just like anyone else. Just looking for metals here. They found something else.
What did you find?
Maybe something valuable, maybe not. Some kind of remains. Don't want someone else to come take a look until we decide if it's worth anything.
Mr. Clark, was there a statue here?
No,
Just remains.
just bones. You want to look at the bones?
Sure. Let's go in first. I'll be surrounded. It's easy enough to get the satchel.
Looks around to a couple companions to his left, right. Give me a persuasion with advantage.
I like that. That's good.
Ooh. Oh, wow. That's a nat one. And this is a, wow, I have like truly been on a roll. I can't wait to see what people have tallied. That's a 14. No, I'm sorry. That's a 15.
15.
All right, come inside.
She's gonna nod politely and follow him in.
Walk in front of him. You can hear his like slow shuffling footsteps behind you.
And we never saw Morna again.
And that's where we're gonna end this episode.
Oh, goddamn.
Oh, no.
Girl.
As Morna disappears into the goblin cave
You
to
truly have
maybe,
some stones, man.
She wants some stones.
to maybe discover what
we-
the goblins
Stone hungry.
unearthed in this cave as they were searching for other metals and materials.
Illien
where
doesn't want
we're
TC to hate him.
I wanted to talk to Sloan Ding.
I know.
Sloan Ding's back at camp.
I'm glad something was leveraged. That's
Yeah.
all I'm.
Oh, I've been
Or
calling him
it's
Mr.
leverage.
Clark. It's so
No,
much
he's
better to call
Clark.
him
Sloan Ding's at the
Mr.
camp.
Bark.
That's right.
Yeah, also, like, you could call them that and they understand it. That's not like their last name. It's a hyphenated, they just have one name. It's just a hyphenated, yeah, Clark Bark is his name. That's just his name.
I do just like Mr. Bark.
Mr. Bark. I mean, he responded to it, so
Right.
it didn't seem to bother him.
Amazing.
That is where we're going to pick it up
Wow.
next week.
Man.
Surprise, surprise. We do not have Deirdre next week. She will
Oh,
be
yeah.
out.
That's why you couldn't come
Um,
with me, girl. I was like,
Yo, it was destiny. You won that game. That
Oh,
was that was masterful, by the way. I'm always throwing rock. Boom. Oh, that's awesome.
The goblins probably would have stopped you at the door there.
God.
oh my god.
But it didn't have to.
Oh.
Yeah, so we will see Deirdre on the following week.
Yeah.
Stick around, though.
I know
There's
I'm
more
gonna
shows.
be
Yes.
sad.
What we do want to say is Notch and Soda is ready.
Oh, it's away.
Yeah, don't think like, oh, we're signing off. We're gonna still talk and hang out.
Yeah, we got some stuff to discuss. We'll maybe go over some theories about what maybe the goblins have in there, or what. I was actually waiting. I was wondering if you were gonna offer Kayt one of your prized weapons as collateral for taking this out.
Oh, that would have been.
I thought you might bargain.
Bill and Barb are not going nowhere. No fucking way.
Kayt has demonstrated very little bargaining capabilities.
But we don't have to do a prolonged sign off because we're gonna come back here in just a moment. We're just gonna take a quick break. We're actually gonna leave it up on one of the other overlays.
Yeah,
Yeah,
first
go ahead.
we're gonna debut a new game that's gonna actually.
I forgot about that.
I
Oh my
know
God.
it's gonna actually be playing like during our intermissions, but we had it ready to go, and I just wanted to share it with you all. So we're gonna play that video for you, and then we have to quickly end the stream on Twitch and come back on live so that we can enable subscribers only stream. So when we go dark, don't just hit refresh like 5 seconds later, and we'll be back.
There might be a way to do it without going offline.
For Twitch?
Yeah.
God damn it.
If I take a look at it, I might
God
be
damn
wrong,
it,
but
Talon.
I might be able to.
To go straight to subscribers only?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, as a mod, you might be able to do that too, just from your iPad.
Thank
but
God
I need to
for
look at the
Gen
computer
Zs.
first.
Thank God for Gen Z.
Yeah.
We're
But the
selective,
first thing that's going to
regardless.
happen is the debut new game that is going to play during future break videos, which is very silly. We hope you enjoy it.
Oh my God.
And if
then,
you're like, oh, I'm on YouTube watching this later, or I'm listening on the podcast and I can't see it, be a top-notch patron, and then you're gonna get that video.
We'll do it.
That's just how it works.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us, but more to come. We're gonna have a drink, go over some theories, take questions from the chat if you guys have any things you want to shout out. You know, you're welcome to ask. I encourage you to ask the players questions because what I can tell you is limited. Obviously. So it's not like a like our tabletop talks retrospective. It's not quite like that.
Matt says no spoilies.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're ready to throw it over to the news.
Yeah.
And we'll thank people when we come back from the
Yeah,
yeah
we can do that. Yeah, I'll do that while folks get drinks and stuff. Okay. Enjoy this very,
Yeah.
very,
Oh, gosh.
very silly thing that we made.
Here we go.
Cheers. Bye.